Welcome back to Star Wars D&D Session 23. After being chased from Nar Shaddaa, our Padawans arrived on Jellin. Here they had their first face-to-face encounter with Purge Troopers after almost giving away who they were. Once they overcame that hurdle, they arrived at Liber's outpost and discovered he's trying to remove creatures' connections to the Force permanently. Instead of challenging him, though, everyone has instead decided to work with him. So now they head to Dromund Kaas to help him in exchange for invaluable information. Jedi, the Force.
Dang, that intro sounded surprised. I'm sorry. Instead of
You guys didn't challenge him? Guess Nerd thought this was going a different way.
Alright, currently leaning ever so slightly to the dark side, but still neutral. Still neutral. Soon, neutral people will have a buff. That's going to be after this campaign.
Woo!
Not the whole campaign, like the grand overarching campaign, but like this, this little section of it, like what I did with Naruto. Anyway, here you all are. You are on Jellin. You are still at his outpost. You had all agreed to his deal, and that was where we left off. So, shall we bring the icicles with us and get to the ship?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Sure.
All right.
Yep. They'll defrost eventually.
I thought they were going to defrost the next day.
It's still the same day.
Oh, I thought we just went through night.
Yeah,
It's
well,
the morning.
when I meant of the day, like it's gonna take 24 hours. It's been like 12.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's bring him then.
Don't drop him.
Oh no! Well, I guess they lost an arm now.
Or worse.
They'll
Wasn't our fault.
They'll
was
never
Hunt's
regain
fault.
that part of the force.
All right, they get moved onto the platform. HK and LeBear also climb on. That's all right, all aboard.
I'll walk.
Okay.
Put him out! You're getting left behind! No!
Right there to even out the weight distribution.
I'm securing the perimeter, Adisa. Fret not.
I speed up.
He'll try us off.
Sprint.
Get him a
Get
cardio in.
-4 on a condition check for the entire campaign.
Good gosh.
I actually get +2 acrobatics. No. +1 endurance.
That'd be like a nice D&D where they actually actions give you stuff.
All right,
It's
you all
a game
arrived back in town. All right, if you have any other business to take care of here, go ahead and get that out of the way. I'll meet you over at the outpost.
Wipe the brow from my sweat. Man, I need a shower.
Yeah, I'm gonna go touch his grass real quick.
Ignore what they're moving. They're not actually stepping on the grass. I'm moving them.
Oh gosh. How did
Knock.
You knock on the door, Midas. There's no response.
Guess it did.
I'm gonna go to open the door.
Door's unlocked.
I
Push it open.
yeah.
And you can see 3 passed out people leaning on their tables or back in their chairs. Active game of cards going on right in the center. A lot of bottles around them. You can assume by the smell that it is booze.
reach
Alright.
into them pockets?
I'm
Do it.
gonna take my 500 credits for sure.
Also use the card that we got from Draws 10. It's like
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Definitely.
I don't care if he sees me or not, or if he hears me or not. He owes me 500 credits.
Was that the? I thought it was a different looking guy.
no, it was that guy.
It's
It
that
was that
guy.
guy. Yeah, going DG. Yeah, reach into them pockets.
I'll try to wake him up first.
All right, you shake him. You see he wakes up. Oh, hey. So does your job get done?
It's done.
All right. That's what I like to hear. What was our arrangement again?
500 credits.
500. Right. Here you go. And he hands it to you.
All right.
Oh wait, I should verify the job's done. Yeah. So he's gonna stand up, start walking out. Starts making his way over.
I'll run off at the 500 credits. No.
Come on back. All right, you.
Easy.
It's all right. You did a splendid job with that one. I don't know how you made it look so smooth, but that, enjoy those credits. I appreciate it. There you go get some water.
Yeah, you need some.
Thank you.
Goes here, takes a sip, and every stormtrooper in the vicinity is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Well, guess we're gonna get more credits.
I just imagine he just throws up like in the whole like pool, just
steps on grass, tumbling.
Any other business you're all gonna take care of?
I'll get the frozen guys and head back to the ship.
By that interaction, I'm further implying we're in the middle of the night. Correct? It's like 1 o'clock.
Night is past. It's morning.
Oh, it's morning. They're just fucking wasted. I gotcha.
Yeah, like a hangover.
We're wasted, man.
They're wasted every day.
You just can't let the hangover catch up to you.
Exactly.
They failed there. Yeah, I just pushed these guys over carefully.
You know what?
I
I'm gonna take a sip of this.
I hate that we don't know what ended up happening to the night shift guy.
I is dead. I don't really care.
He is. Maybe he's not.
Maybe he's on Dromund Kaas.
Maybe. Who knows?
For some reason.
Maybe he'll come up later on our adventure.
Maybe.
As a dead body, probably.
He's the Grand Inquisitor.
Maybe. Well, he's not the Grand Inquisitor. That's that's got a canon position.
It's just a theory.
Oh, okay.
A game theory.
He just walks across the grass.
All right, you take a sip of that water, Zeno, as you said, that's what you're gonna do. And it tastes, it's not the greatest tasting water, but it tastes clean.
Just drink that back to juice water.
Is that Dasani?
I like Dasani, thank you.
That's some Nestle water.
See if it works. Did we ever? We never went down in the mine, did we?
Why would we?
Oh, is there? We can actually go down in there. I thought it was just a hole that they were dipping in and out of.
I thought it was an elevator.
Yeah, it was an elevator.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going in there.
Hey, hold on, we got some business to take care of for another 6 hours. I'm sure you can wait.
You can go into the hole on your free time.
Yeah, we'll come back. Sorry.
I did.
We'll make time for the hole.
All right, so that's it.
Yep.
All right. You all enter back into the outpost.
Oh, with dark side?
Yes, it is currently dark side.
Oh, snap.
Good for me. No, play.
Good for
those
me,
old
too.
tokens here. As y'all start passing through the outpost, you can see one of the purge troopers is there just kind of chilling, waiting for y'all, like pretty much right where you last encountered him. And he steps in front. Where are you off to, LeBear? Just taking these fellas here to a personal voyage of mine. Got some research to take care of. He looks around at you all. Sure you can trust them? Absolutely not. But they're willing to help me, so, gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright. Still have the emergency beacon on you? Yes, I do. Use it if you need us. Yes, sir. All right, let's keep going, everyone.
Yeah, let me give him an eyeless glare as I pass.
How do you do
Eyeless.
that?
I mean, he has shades on.
Yeah, exactly. Just
You take off your blindfold so you can see.
see his eye sockets.
These eye sockets squints with hatred.
Did we hear that conversation?
Yes, you were all close enough to absolutely hear it.
How about we mind trick him? A little bit.
Some shenanigans.
If you recall, people with a high enough will not just auto pass. Pretty much is what Connor said.
High
I
enough
think.
intelligence.
Intelligence. Sorry.
Well, maybe he's not smart enough.
Maybe? He's only a scientist. What do they know? It's like one step away from political. Like, it's the perfect stopping point, right? Right? All right.
No, he's just some force junkie.
Force junkie.
He's high. Force.
He's gonna head into the cockpit with you, Ajisai. He's gonna manually input the entire sequence for where you're going.
Bruh.
He's like, all right, that's the coordinates.
We keep coming back
Great.
with more people.
You really do.
I mean, we lost one.
Oh, that's sad.
We just made up our losses.
And never forget.
Well, we gained 2. Minus cut 1 head off, 2 come back.
Nah.
Yeah.
Get that one.
Hydra.
Hey, as I say, we are just like a Hydra. Well, let's start the ship. God damn it!
Oh man! Did you leave the lights on again?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do?
No light speed? No light speed.
Well, guess we're gonna make it there another 2 weeks.
Sad.
Did we refuel?
You do need fuel, and I have been keeping track of that.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, Ajisai or anyone who's looking at the engines can check at any point, so.
I'll go check at the engines.
I can't see.
How about you
I
leave that
can't
to the
see.
engine ear?
Remember that you have roughly 20 units of fuel, for the sake of simplicity. You are down to 7.
Boy.
That's plenty.
Yeah, that's plenty.
We need like 2 for like each hyperspace or whatever.
We can start running off fumes if we really need it.
1 per hyperspace.
I decide, just so you know, we're only down to 7 hyperspace fuel units doses.
That's plenty. That's plenty. We'll make it. We'll make it. Unless we need to like go into hyperspace multiple times and stop multiple times for some reason.
I can't remember
what idiot would do that?
I can't remember what they were mining in the Solo movie, but
Oh, fuck, I don't remember.
those crystals, those hyperspace crystals or whatever.
Mine for compliments. Yeah.
Whoa.
I didn't see the Solo movie.
It's
I
decent.
used to watch it.
It was so low that we didn't hear about it.
It's enjoyable, but it was a movie that was made 20 years after it should have been.
Sad.
All right. Ajisai, do you take off, I presume?
Yep.
You get clearance from the outpost. You take off. You enter hyperspace.
Imagine if it was made actually by Harrison Ford. Man, that would have been good.
Imagine if he was himself now, but playing himself, 30 years ago.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the fuck I did.
Yeah, just can't do it like we used to.
So while you're entering hyperspace, right as you've just taken off, HK is going to look around. Query. Is there a place for protocol droids?
You find out here.
Query. May I walk around?
Sure, if you'd like some company, we have another droid in the captain's quarters.
Statement. Thank you for the information.
Yeah.
Irritated statement. Why didn't you say that before, meatbag?
Say he immediately
I
walks in the captain's quarters.
I was like, there's nothing important in there. It's like nobody even goes in there.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
All of a sudden you hear, what?
The ship shuts down. Oh.
I thought there was an R2 unit hiding there the whole time.
Oh, snap.
We had an astromech.
We didn't introduce RS7 to our new guests.
Don't we still have that? Did somebody pick up the droid recalibrator? Or did we even get that?
You got it. It has not been used.
I have it.
Okay. So make sure we still had it.
I ran in there and grabbed it real quick, and you guys held the door open when I came. And then we had to save that guy because he got in the way of the door, and yeah, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's still alive.
No.
Effing CT is not. I'm so sorry, man.
All right, PCT.
LeBear's looking around at everyone now that you've taken off. He stops while looking at the clones. Clones, huh? Didn't expect to see you here with, Gonna turn to you. They know, right?
I think everybody knows, yeah.
Okay, good. Didn't expect you guys to be here working with former Jedi. See Clover looks at him. Me neither. But they've given us a chance to honor our old ways. Make right for some of the wrongs we've done. I see. You know, I saw it happen. On Jellin.
So what happened?
The Order. The one that turned the Jedi, or the one that turned the clones against the Jedi.
Yeah,
Were you just taking pictures or what?
Well, I was gonna pull up and take a seat right next to you, right in between you two. I had an old grudge before the war against the Jedi.
Oh god, here he goes.
Now, Jellin, it's not a place where we get too much traffic. The war never really arrived there, other than small bouts here and there. But a Jedi came by one, and I intended to confront him. Right as I got there, though, the clones that were standing guard received that now infamous transmission. I was forbidden from entering, and they all went after him. I heard the fight, it escalated, led outside. It was horrific, really, horrific. Seeing those clones fight a Jedi, nothing like I would have ever expected before the war. Death was abounding. Clones dropping left and right. I imagine you're all used to that, he's going to say to the clones. But, obviously, I took that as the Jedi was a criminal and they were trying to take him down. So I did the only thing that made sense to me, and I grabbed a blaster from one of the dead troopers, aimed it at the Jedi who was not keeping his eye on the civilians because he was focusing on his own well-being, and I took a shot at his back. My aim is a little off. I'm not exactly proficient with a blaster, but hit him in the leg. Caused enough of a distraction, enough pain to keep his mind off of his battle training, meditation, whatever you want to call it, Jedi tactics. And the clones finished him off.
Why do you sound so proud?
Oh, it was a good shot. I like to tell it, like an old war story.
Cool.
Yeah. Though admittedly, I was a bit mixed about it after I learned about the truth. But what are you going to do? Live and learn.
Live and learn, right? Put him while I was gonna smile dryly.
And now what about
how you smile like that, but
something like that. He points to Yelvosh. So what about the Kaminoan?
Yeah, good friend of ours. Saved your life, actually.
Oh, she on the run too?
Not really, but looks like she's just along for the ride.
All right. Well, most of them were wiped out after the clones were kind of. It's a nice way to put it. After the privates and everyone who was still being trained was executed.
Oh, wasn't aware of that.
No, you didn't know? I imagine you guys do. He looks to the clones. They say they'll just kind of quietly nod their heads. And a lot of the Kaminoans, got wiped out. Only those who were truly loyal to the Empire or had something very valuable were allowed to survive.
Yeah,
Clones themselves.
Let's just say she was never here.
Mum's the word. It's a nice ship, too, by the way. He's going to put his feet up on the holo projector in front of him. Looks like a custom make.
Would you like some berries?
Sure.
Do I even have any berries left?
I don't know, do you?
Let me see.
You have a shit ton, and they're all spoiled by now.
They actually would be all spoiled.
Oh, okay, well.
He was reaching your bag.
Recall, there was not an expiration date on those berries, if I recall.
That's true with space level pesticides or whatever it's called, preservatives. Who knows?
It's a special bag, okay?
It's a different time.
I just saw that one day you put your feet on the table.
Oh, no. I don't have any berries left. Never mind. I could offer you some berries so you can sit back and relax, but fresh out.
Oh, well, I appreciate the thought nonetheless.
We'll put it in a new order.
There's no need to make any special orders on my account. I'm used to just kind of getting by with the same old.
If you don't mind me asking, where did you come across that droid?
Droid? Oh, it actually found me. It arrived on Jellin. It was in desperate need of repairs, and I gotta tell you, I have never seen a droid like that one. It's ancient, thousands of years old. But the processor on it, I don't know what to make about it. It's beyond me. I'm one of the best engineers that I've ever heard of, at least. Nothing. Quantum processing unlike anything I've ever seen. Whoever made it, I don't know, might be ancient Rakatan technology. But anyway, when he came to me, I did get a little bit of his past. What happened to him... something happened to him where he was rebuilt on Mustafar. The old, it's a lava mining planet. He was rebuilt there. Maybe he was just in hibernation. I don't remember the details. You can ask him when he comes out if you want. But after that, and he got away from the planet because there was something going on there. Some attack happened, and he just took advantage of that. Took a chance to get away. Arrived on Jellin, uses one of the pre-programmed coordinates, and I fixed him up.
Chance happening.
This is Legends canon, by the way. Like, this is actually in Legends.
Yeah. Oh, you mean that event? Not HK. Right. Nothing bigger.
So what are you all doing anyway? Like, obviously you came to me to assist your frozen companions, but I feel like you got clones, Miralukins, frozen Jedi, a Mandalorian. He's gonna look back at you, Aji, sizing that you've entered the room.
Yeah.
And a hell of a ship for people your age, especially considering you're on the run. I feel like there's something bigger going on here.
It rhymes with Nunya.
We're just trying to survive.
That was out of character. I didn't say that.
GG. We're just trying to survive out here.
That's
it's
it.
easier to survive together.
But you gotta have some goal, right? I mean, you're Jedi. What are you gonna try and do? Foster a rebellion to rise up and retake and rebuild the Republic? Maybe you're just trying to survive, or
Why
maybe
do
you
you
are just
ask?
living
You
on
want
the
in?
run. I'm just curious. You know, it's a long
I
flight.
mean, hypothetically, though, would you be interested?
Oh no, rebellion's not for me.
You don't have to rebel per se. You could just, call in some favors every now and then.
It's just so much work, and it's so boring.
I don't want to take away from your studies.
I'd much rather.
Hypothetically, of course.
Of course. Listen, I don't care what you all do. Rise up against the Empire, team up with them, try and kill everybody in the world. It doesn't matter.
You have to tell us if you're a cop, right?
I assure you, I am not an Imperial agent. They work with me because I am a benefit to them.
I'm joking.
I mean, come on. There's got to be something bigger going on. And yeah, he points at Kleeknon. And take that one. I mean, the dark side's flowing through him pretty strong.
Oh, he's like our cute mascot. Don't worry.
He's gonna look at you, and even though he doesn't have eyes, you can tell, like Zeno earlier, he's glaring at you.
Isn't he wonderful? In fact, I think you and him would get along quite well.
Kleeknon immediately says, no, we wouldn't.
Ah.
The bear just kind of gives him a finger gun. He's like, he's right.
He's necessary for what we have planned.
And what do you have planned?
Midas? Please inform us. What do we have planned, actually?
To survive, to get to a point where if we have to split paths, we have to split paths, but for now we have to survive. There are many people after us, as you know.
Yeah, Force sensitives are always being hunted down. But you just gotta hide it well. I guess since y'all aren't being hunted by the Empire, I'm doing a good job so far.
Oh, just the huts.
Just the... Ooh, that's gotta be fun. Which one?
Yeah, the fat one.
That's... Gracchus? They said it was the fat one. He's the most fit one out there, I thought.
Oh, eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
What would you do if you're on the run, the bear?
I guess it really depends on who I'm running from. Specifically the huts. Probably try and find a way to repay my deal. Repay the grudge. Whatever caused it.
Let's say if it was the world.
Is the world? Which world?
This world. What if you were enemy number one?
On Jellin or the galaxy?
In the galaxy.
Oh, if that was the case, well, I guess I'd flee and hide in the dark reaches. The unknown region.
You got coordinates?
No,
Hypothetically.
nothing specifically. I've never traveled beyond the Outer Rim.
You know what to expect out there?
No. That's the reason it's unknown. A couple of the planets, they have some information. Find that in public archives, but nothing that I recall off the top of my head.
Looks like we've got our location, Midas.
I don't know. Other Jedi may need us, like these two.
Why is the bear with us again?
He struck a deal with you where if you assist him where you're currently going, then he will share information with you all relative to the Jedi, the Force, things like that, whatever you might that he has.
Right back.
Yeah, where's he going?
I don't think we can.
You're going to
go.
Kaas.
That's right, Dromund Kaas. to
Going after Kaas.
Drum and Kaas.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever heard
Not
of it?
like there's a Sith temple or anything there. You know?
That's like
it's fine.
that's like my favorite resort actually.
Do you say that out loud, Zeno?
Nah, I was saying.
Let me know if I know about Dromund Kaas.
I mean, there will be stuff in the Jedi archives where if you want to roll knowledge check, you could.
I'll roll for my own personal knowledge. Where's my?
I heard about it.
I'll roll any knowledge because
You've heard of it, Ajisai?
I don't know nothing.
Nope. Research has never. Actually, you've specifically done research on some people that
Revan
might
and
leave
stuff.
you here. Yeah.
Nah, he's only focused on the war part.
Roll with advantage. Roll with advantage, Zeno. Roll again.
20, please.
All right. Yeah, you've
That's
just
better.
Cool.
you just happened to avoid all readings of Dromund Kaas, or it just didn't stick in your head. Ajisai, you're familiar with it. Putumayo, you're familiar with it.
We're at -1 or minus.
Did you? What was that one? Zeno?
It was just, I was
Destiny
just
point.
rolling just to like.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's using a destiny point.
You're familiar with the basics of it, Ajisai. You know it's it used to be
Used
a
to be
major
Main City.
world for the previous Imperial Empire. It's fucking redundant. The previous Empire.
It was the
Do we know why it
yeah.
ended?
'Cause the
You know,
Republic won.
Putumayo, essentially what happened. I mean, well, yeah, y'all will know that after the Republic ended up achieving victory after, long fought battles, yada yada. Eventually, Dromund Kaas was just abandoned by most people and fell into disrepair.
Just like most of our temples, man. Most of the Jedi temples.
Yeah. And Putumayo, in your research, you also know it was a favored location for the Sith, Dromund Kaas.
Spicy.
What was your question, Ajisai?
It wasn't a question, it was more like a statement.
Right. Yeah, you said it was. Yeah, you said where it was. That's part of what we're looking for. Going to an old Sith temple. I think it's a Sith temple. Could be a Jedi temple. I wasn't able to get very far into it.
What's
I
our
mean,
ETA?
ATA.
It should take us a few hours. I imagine the popsicles will thaw out by then.
Oh.
That's gonna be great, man.
Oh yeah, we're Dromund Kaas, by the way. Wanna come with us? I mean, you have the choice either way. I'm Ajisai, by the way.
GG.
You see HK leaves the room and just starts walking around.
What do you do to him? Y'all
Starts
neglected
walking
Ari's
around. Stands in front of you, Ajisai. Just
Hello
looking
there.
at you.
Do you want something?
Request. May I have access to the ship's flight computer?
Sit down. Sit down, HK.
I think that is off limits for you. I'm sorry. I've had some bad experiences.
Observation. Whatever these bad experiences might be, I am not one of them.
If you think so. Well, I will let you look for now. This one time, though, and I will look with you. I'll try to motion him, like, go past me.
Affirmation. Thank you.
And I will follow him, see what he does.
So I'm going to sit down at the co-pilot's desk and he's just going away at the computer. He's actually going to with one of his fingers that's actually going to have the scomp link that's going to connect to it, and you can just see he's processing data.
This is an effing mistake.
A moment passes, and then he turns
Oh,
to you.
God.
Statement. I have run a diagnostic on the ship's systems. Evaluation. It appears your ship is emitting a beacon, placed when you arrived in Nar Shaddaa. Disclosure. I have removed it.
See, it wasn't a mistake.
Continuation. While no one new will be after us, the signal of where we're going has already been transmitted. Assessment. If we stay at Dromund Kaas too long, we will have hostile company.
Great, so we have to hide the ship then, when we arrive. This is great.
He just turns back to continuing to work on the computer.
I will still continue to look.
Write some notes down on the Foresight notepad. Alright, then another moment passes, and he removes himself from it. His affirmation. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you for removing the beacon.
Assurance. It was no problem.
Yeah, I thought the clones were looking for one. Guess they haven't found it.
Query.
Guess
Is there
no
anything else on
engineer.
this ship I should evaluate?
Hmm.
Tell me to
What-
clean the back to think.
Could you
I
clean
would
it back tank for us, please? No. I suppose engines could use maintenance. I haven't checked
Exclamation.
on them in a while.
Exclamation. I shall start working on it right away.
Yeah, don't mind
Stands
me. I'm just gonna follow you.
He's a supervisor.
GG.
maybe we'll pick up on some things that I can do, even though I'm probably not be able to, because he's just gonna
I decide.
dig
HK,
things.
what are y'all doing over here? I'll walk over.
Actually, he's
bonus.
just checking around the ship. Apparently, there was a beacon on us, and he removed it.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Disclosure. There was a beacon on the ship that was transmitting information to the people who have attacked your ship on Nar Shaddaa. From Nar Shaddaa.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's locate that jank.
Yeah,
Get
so
that
I'm
first.
thinking there might be something different in the engines as well.
Gonna go on the comms. So we just got a beacon removed from our ship.
Yeah, before I do this, I guess. should we try to reverse trace? That's even possible.
Hey, HK, is it possible to reverse the trace?
Negatory.
No.
It's a negatory. No.
Sounds like a food.
Well, I guess let's get that as removed then.
He's gonna turn to you and continue putting on. I was gonna say, apology. It is possible that we could have done that. However, since I have removed the beacon, it is now impossible.
Thank you for your services.
This
You
a
may now
affirmation.
shut down.
He's gonna continue working on it.
I'm just gonna peek over his shoulder, see what's going on.
Yeah, we're both just peek over shoulder like.
You
What?
can't see what he's actually doing on the computer. He just has a little scomp link. Like, think of what R2 plugs into computers, and it's just
Oh, yeah.
doing all that.
I'm open task manager.
There you go.
I mean, that's basically our knowledge when it comes to computer use, man.
The hell are you doing on this?
Goodness.
Every time we hack, it's just like task manager.
If you are trying to observe what he's doing, you can roll a use computer check.
I will do that.
I will also do that. Why did you do that before? I decided.
Just like shoving into each other. No, out of my way. Out of my way.
I realized I was still down a condition checker for some reason.
This HK actually
From last
just
vision.
Oh yeah, that's because you use like
removed
your
the
stuff.
tracker, but replaced it with his own beacon. We're still at -1. Is that correct?
Yes. It's leaning dark side. Oof.
Flex.
Well,
I
Aji's
know what the
like,
fuck it's doing.
you can't figure out everything he's doing, but you do recognize that one thing that he's doing is downloading data.
Oh, that's not suspicious. Hey, HK. Why are you downloading data?
Disclosure. I'm verifying all of the data in the system is accurate, and I'm adjusting my systems to make sure that my information is accurate as well.
I see. Sense motive, I guess?
Sure.
Like perception?
Yeah, you can
Even
do
though
that.
that's no change in demeanor at all, because he's a droid. Yeah, no.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Wouldn't that be a life, not a life, but a knowledge check instead of a sense motive check? Like a technology knowledge check?
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
man.
if that's what you're trying to do, yeah. You could try that. I thought he was saying specifically trying to like get a feel if he was lying.
Also, that.
Well, yeah, true.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
roll
but-
both. Roll technology.
But he's
okay.
a robot. How can you feel? He's like
19.
He's like HK is persuasive with his words.
What he is doing could absolutely be linked to what he said. There is more, but that's also a possibility.
Yeah, so based on my failed sense motive check and my succeeded knowledge check, yeah, that makes sense.
He also, you know, he's at least in game. You know that he is a protocol droid, and protocol droids are incapable of lying, unless specially
Yeah.
programmed to.
Yeah. I mean, he seems specially programmed. I don't know what he looks like to you, but I don't think he is a regular ass protocol droid.
He's
I'm
just
not
a
gonna say a
running.
word. I'm just gonna.
Don't forget, he has a blaster with him now as well. So
I mean, so does RS7, actually.
Yeah,
Kinda,
R7
yeah.
strapped too. He keeps that thing on him.
Advisement: it appears that you are running low on fuel. I would recommend a refill.
Yeah, I heard about that already.
We're
But it
going
will
to an
be- it
abandoned
will suffice
planet,
for
but
this
we're running
journey.
low on fuel.
That will be enough.
Fingers crossed.
Don't quote me on that later. It will be enough. Seems you guys have run out of fuel.
Famous last words.
GG.
We'll have to melt down RA7 just to get it back.
No.
Analysis: RA7 is worth less than the fuel would cost.
Oh, well, thanks for offering that information to us.
You can see he removes
expensive.
he removes his finger from the computer.
I'll step back.
Query: is there anything else that may need my services?
Not really. Not for now.
Back to tank.
Resignation. Very well.
Oh my goodness, that thing is filthy.
What do you mean, man? It's just filled with like dried blood.
Oh yeah.
Midas,
That's like crust flying around.
Midas, you have entered the captain's quarters. Is there anything in particular you're doing there?
Checking on RA7.
All right. Roll perception.
I was gonna do the exact same thing, man.
No, it's fine. They just had a chat.
RA7 seems to be in working, perfect, functioning order. He seems completely unchanged from when you last saw him.
Everything okay? RA7?
Yes, everything is completely fine.
All right, carry on then.
And just someday at some predetermined time, just suddenly RA7's gonna be like, query. How many blaster shots is gonna take to finish you off?
How many blaster shots does it take to get the Tootsie Roll center of a Jedi? Let's find out. 1, 2.
Ajisai, you enter right after Midas leaves.
Hey, RA7.
Hello, Ajisai.
Could you run some self-diagnostics real quick?
Of course. Diagnostics complete. There are no issues.
Alright, I will check myself too.
All right. Mechanics check.
He's gonna bring RA7.
I don't Man, can I roll above a 10, please? Like, goddamn.
It explodes in his hands.
So you're going through. Everything seems completely fine to you, but you do notice that there is a you can tell that he has been accessed recently when you're running through a manual.
Did someone access you recently, RA7?
Yes, the HK protocol droid did.
Did he do anything?
He downloaded my data so that way he could understand exactly what was going on.
I see. Can I do another technology knowledge check to see if that would be possible?
Yeah.
Or like, can I do a technology check to like know what else could be done with that kind of
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
information? Yeah.
You would know that this would be a record of pretty much anything that RA7 would know. Places you've been, people you've encountered, pretty much anything in his memory banks that he would remember, he would have been potentially accessed by HK.
It's already on the dark web.
He's totally found him by her already. GG.
We've already been compromised.
All right. Everything seems in order with you.
We should have encrypted RA7. Damn.
Carry on guarding duty.
Very well.
I'm just gonna leave.
As you're walking out, getting ready to head back to the cockpit, you can see that these two begin to move on top of their hover pad or out of their hover pad.
Huh? They're hatching.
You.
Oh god, where am I? Why is it so dark in here?
Somebody turn on the lights.
Yeah, that's an
I
after
can't remember what it was called. Was it hibernation sickness or something?
Yeah.
It's okay. You're going through hibernation sickness.
You eating me?
No, he's just eating some rations. You woke up at an opportune time.
Is Chi here? Or sorry, is Paya here? I got their names mixed up.
If you're referring to the Jedi woman, yeah, she is.
And what about the rest of our
So
squad?
she's still frozen.
There's just the two of you.
You can see that she's moving as well. She's just a bit more disoriented.
Oh. I suppose she could have just answered herself.
It's just the two of us. We need to get back wherever. We need to get to Hope.
I think you need to relax, calm down, take a moment.
See, he kind of presses his back up against the wall. Who are you?
We are Jedi.
damn.
We are Padawans.
Padawans. Where's the knight? Or master? Where's your master?
How long have you been frozen?
I don't know. Can't imagine very long.
There really aren't any more masters anymore.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to go into detail about what has happened.
He's gonna go in shock.
As you start going into it, explaining that 3 years have passed since all the events have happened, the Jedi being gone, things like that, he immediately just stops. He goes, No, you're wrong. You're lying to me. I don't know who you are. Get away from me.
Show me a Jedi pad and go on space Twitter and be like,
Are you saying that out loud?
nah, I'm not.
Okay.
What can I do to reassure you?
I need
I'm
to
going
know.
to. Can I? You said that we can do the telepathy, right?
Yep.
Like we can all do that. I'm going to use it.
All right, use the Force.
There we go. That's good. That'll work. I hope.
You started.
Well,
to
that
believe.
suffice. Starts fast stroking.
You can succeed to try and contact his mind.
He resists. Get out of my
What are you gonna say?
Yes, get the force born.
I'll pretty much say, does this help you understand
And see, shock kind of comes across his face. I can tell you're force sensitive. That doesn't mean that you're a Jedi or I should trust you. You might be a Sith for all I know. Some new Padawan of Dooku.
Nah, we got Siths over there.
Dooku, you have been gone for a while.
Hey, yo, clear.
GG.
What are you talking about exactly? What you're saying, it can't be true. It just can't be. Year's 3260, Lothal year.
No. How many years ago was that?
4.
That was 4 years ago.
No, you're wrong. You're misinformed, something like that. I don't know.
You've been asleep for a long time.
I need... He's going to start patting himself down. Where is it? I need a communicator.
What's that? No.
He's going to contact Coruscant. And bring
We
them
tried to
our
contact.
location.
I don't have a communicator.
Then you're clearly not a Padawan. Everyone knows a communicator is critical, especially during times of war.
This isn't times of war. This is time where we're all hiding.
The Republic has fallen. So as a Jedi.
You want me to believe you get me a communicator?
I mean, there's one on the ship. Right?
Yeah.
All across the
Can't we show him like news articles?
I mean,
from
you
the-
all have communicators.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay. Sure. Here,
I
I'll
mean, I
just-
have a hollow pad. I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have comms anymore.
Like,
Actually, don't let him know. Actually, no.
no, don't let him communicate. Can we show him like current events from around the world, like around the galaxy?
You can
What
try,
would
yeah.
I mean, you can't see.
What would you do with the communicator? Who
I'm
would
going
you
to
try
submit a
contact?
transmission.
We are definitely not doing that. Have you not heard anything I just said? We are being hunted.
I have no reason to believe you. What you're saying is impossible.
That's great. We're gonna let you come out of your hibernation sickness a little bit more, and then you can see it for yourself.
How
But
about
we're not.
let's talk to them?
Hope Squad has been dispatched to find us. As soon as they discover where we are, all of you are going to be arrested, if not killed, if you do not allow me to communicate now. At that point, Clover, he's going to stand up. Hope Squad. He listens, he turns to him. I recognize that voice, you're a clone. Yeah. Hope was with you? Yes, they're going to back us up. After our deal with Gracchus goes south, their orders are to come in and break us out or free us or take down whoever needs to be done. He's gonna start walking over. If you don't mind, Midas.
Ooh, snap.
Former Trooper Clover. Hope Squad went missing on their last mission. We were told that they were just MIA, but I do believe they're dead at this point. No, on their last mission, you're mistaken. This is their mission. Sir, it is Imperial Year 3, Lothal Year 3261. I gave you the wrong year. 3257 is what I meant to say to you earlier.
Okay.
He's just going to shake his head. Once my vision returns to me, we're going to have a chat. Till then, I'm not believing anything that any of you say.
That's fine.
For now, search your feelings.
You know it to be true.
Yep.
Hey, y'all got a drink anywhere?
You can drink on this. I told you so.
You can go to the refrigerator in the storage room. It has like a built-in water cup.
Sip out of it. You can take a drink out of this.
You have alcohol in there?
No.
That's
Well,
pretty fermented.
Then what's the point anyway? Anyway, I was just gonna lean back and take a sip from my glass and say, typical Jedi.
Oh, that's LeBear talking.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get some booze next time we have the time. But I don't think it's really necessary.
Whatever. That dang dog.
Shoot it!
Hey, where's your mask? Start going to booga 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 to it.
Alright. Hold on, let me get my mask.
Dog, you made me look bad. Oh, go back.
You can see the Toaster now just sitting back, waiting. Clover's gonna go back, take his seat. LeBear's gonna kind of lean backwards, climb over. Nice mask. He's gonna gesture you away, Midas.
Like, come with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna put his arm around your shoulder. So I'm pretty good at mind affecting force abilities. If they prove to be an issue, just give me the word.
Thanks.
Yeah. Pats you on the shoulder twice. Goes back. Just kind of like sits down, puts his butt on the chair, and then just flips around.
You enjoying himself too much. This guy knows how to chill.
I'm sorry that this is happening. This has got to be a rude awakening, literally. You were in a Hutt's palace, and we rescued you from their vault, or his vault.
All right, well, that makes sense. Which hut?
Gracchus.
Okay. So you've got to us before Hope Squad did. That's all that that's what I'm taking away from this.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna pull out a box of lightsabers. Are any of these yours?
I would give him a lightsaber right now.
He's
God
gonna
dang
start
it.
feeling around.
Which one is his, Connor? Is his hold on a second.
This is lightsaber number 1, 2,
Is
3,
his-
or 4.
Is his M lightsaber?
Yes.
I have that one.
He's just gonna kind of put his hand around it. No.
Shame.
You're a Jedi hunter, aren't you? That's why you have so many of these.
No, these were
No.
collected with you at Gracchus's palace.
All right. Fine.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go put the box back in the storage room that I somehow just had on me.
We actually risked quite a bit by rescuing you. Now Gracchus is after us.
Well, he'll be taken care of soon. Don't worry.
Hope Squad?
Nah,
Yeah, Hope Squad.
I don't think so, but sure. Whatever you say right now. Whatever trend you believe in.
How'd you say?
I guess this is why the Jedi Order has fallen. Says under his breath.
Gee,
I was saying, man, this ignorance.
on like the pucks for like bounties, is there like dates or anything on them?
Yeah.
I was gonna say when he gets his eyesight back, will you just show him some of that stuff? Kind of give him more of a idea about it. Like you see this.
All of
one.
your bounty pucks have been returned, though.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They returned on completing the mission.
Yeah, we could
Completely
just go on space internet and then just show them that.
From Space Hulu, all the new options.
Let me just open up my holopad, my data pad, and like show it to him. Like, here you go.
What have you been searching, Ajisai?
Don't question it, okay?
You can at least say your history.
Hot Mandalorian woman. It's just like helmet on and nothing else.
Hot Elec MILFs in my area.
Oh my goodness, man.
Get yourself a galactic virus.
Oh goddamn! These pop-ups.
Rip.
It's like
You should
pop-ups
get-
from your like from your Jedi. It's like a holograph pop-up. It's just in your pocket. You just
Ajisai, if you get U-Blocker, that takes care of most of them.
Oh, thanks. Let me just get that. Beep boop beep boop.
I think in this era it's called Force Blocker, but whatever.
The force blocker.
You were going to ask me something earlier?
Oh, that was what I was going to say. Was do we have anything that has dates on it that we could maybe reference to them? But
Datapad, internet.
Ajisa, while this conversation is going on, you're going to feel a sudden pressure on the back of your helmet since you're facing Lidus.
Don't. Huh? Looks back.
You see that Yale Vosh is leaning her head on your helmet.
Yale,
She's
Hello.
tired.
what are you doing?
I'm just resting my head.
Sure, and I will just like do this. Like, put my hand, just put it down, and move a step forward.
So your head just kind of slinks to the ground and then pulls itself back up. And it's like...
so, what exactly were y'all doing at Gracchus' estate?
We'd heard that he had taken some Jedi artifacts and it was our responsibility to get them back.
Well, we got them.
He's going to hold out his hand. Give me one of them.
What one did we get?
No, I will not give him the orb of passage.
That
Hey,
wasn't,
Zeno, you found something else, right?
I was going to say that
Wait,
wasn't
not
in. That one wasn't in the Jedi one.
Yeah, it
that
was.
was in. Oh, okay.
It was. It wasn't in one of the boxes. Zeno got a knife. I got the orb of passage.
I got a mysterious dagger. We got the lightsabers in them. Yeah,
Sure,
that
let me get one.
Basically, we picked up the lightsabers and got you out, and then that's when security system was activated.
You want to prove it to me? I'm going to need to see one of those artifacts.
Sure, I'll get one. I'm not giving the orb of passage though. Hey, Zeno.
All right. So I guess out of character, like I was actually like, can I go into force trance? Let me actually just do that.
Hey, Zeno.
Are you
Yeah, I'll
doing anything while
communicate to-
you're in the Force trance?
Yeah, but we can worry about that after.
So you
after
can.
all this.
You went in there earlier. We can say you started this, and then he'll interrupt you in a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna do pretty much three things. One, I want to see if I can like feel like ripples in the force, kind of like how like what's his face like intercepted me. Actually, how like I think like 3 people like intercepted me. So, so I want to do the same thing pretty much. See if I can feel any ripples, like anybody like using the force or like stuff like that.
Okay. So use the Force for that.
The force.
This was from moments ago.
Big
You,
rip.
Nope.
Nope. All right, I'm
They
down.
actually sent you.
Yeah, they sends me instead.
Even with the nat one, there is one thing you'll sense. You will sense very light ripples, but it's just like a constant outward stream coming from the bear on the ship.
Okay. All right. Second, I wanted to use Farsing on Gracchus.
Okay.
I want them dead. You hear me?
What do you mean the last squad failed? Send 2 more. I've come to a realization. I hate
Are they
space
watching me right now? I can see you.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Oh, get it off.
Do y'all motherfucker.
Oh, Gracchus.
Waiting for that Farseeing.
you rolled it. 27.
Oh,
I didn't,
okay.
wait,
my
I need
thing
to
just
scroll.
yeah, my thing didn't
Yeah.
automatically scroll down.
Same for me.
Rip.
Same for me.
Dude,
That will be enough to pass for Gracchus's.
What?
So you can see that he is in his chamber, his bedroom that you saw inside of previously. He's
Uh-oh.
at his bed and he is talking
Yes.
to someone. Someone
Okay.
who you recognize who this person is. It's the Azaran.
oh my goodness.
Well, at
In
least
other
we know you
words-
start hot on the trail.
It's
The
the
who?
Sith assassin.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Are they talking in person or over the comms?
You can
No,
do
we're
just
in his
for
bedroom. Just talking,
Yeah,
hey, at night.
just as a meta game. That's what you're seeing. You can see a man who is just kind of very, almost like burnt-looking skin, covered in just an entire plate mail body.
Is that in
Grievous?
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he's strong. His name is
snap.
Strong.
Well, that saves me my third action. Like,
So you
can
can
do it
see
from
those two are
Drake, too.
talking. You can hear what they're saying as well. You see Grak is going, all right. If you have a deal, propose it. Strength, you can see all of a sudden he kind of starts looking around. Of course. For the Jedi to hunt them down, I believe that I can be of great assistance. As the champion of your arena, I would wish to swear my loyalty to you, Gracchus, to personally hunt them down, and all I need is your resources. I believe I can find them. I am an expert at tracking down people like these. Some would call me the bounty hunter of bounty hunters. All I need is 10 ships, 100 men, and full access to all Hutt territory in the Outer Rim. You can see he thinks for a minute. Okay. It will be granted. Good. I will also recommend putting a black market bounty out on them. It has already been done. Oh, good. Good, that'll make this easy. He's gonna turn, and he can tell that he's looking at you, Zeno. Once the hunt begins and we understand exactly where they are, it will simply be a matter of time before I can choke them out and back them into a corner.
As chokes him.
Now, I think it's best I get ready. Then you can see the vision fades.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we interrupt me. I'm gonna try the ripple thing again, I guess, later.
Yeah. You see the vision fades right as Aji Sai like touches you.
Oh, wow. Wake up. What's the matter, I just say?
The Jedi that we unfroze want proof that we broke into the vault and got some Jedi artifacts. You got one, right?
The only thing we got was the lightsabers and this. What, the dagger.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, he wants to have some kind of identification, so we just hand over to him. We'll still get it back, though.
No, keep the dagger. I'll just take off the necklace and say, this is a relic that we got.
Effing Gungan necklace.
GG.
We are back to neutral territory.
Hey.
We are back. I am back. My powers, I can feel them return.
So you walking to them with the dagger already in hand.
Yeah.
You see, as you do, Lee Bear's just tracking you, following your movement. He's going to immediately stand up and like scramble around and just watch. Now dark again.
GG.
I'm just gonna keep this. This looks cool. White and red. Whoa.
Okay. So, do you present it to the man?
First, let me look at. I want to first see his alignment.
Okay.
Which in character, like, I mean, yeah, he's a Jedi. It's like, all right, I already know, but I am curious. Where's my foresight? There we go. Because they did make a lot of claims that these were Jedi, and we never did like get complete proofs of it.
As far as you can tell, they are in fact light leaning.
Yeah.
I'd like to do dark side sense as well,
Okay.
but I don't know what that means I need to do.
Uh,
I have the talent, dark side sense.
Let's see.
what's that from again? Jedi, or is that Force power?
Jedi Sentinel talent tree.
Yeah.
You may reroll any use the force check made to sense the presence and relative location of characters with a dark side score of 1 or higher. You must take the result of the reroll, even if it is worse.
So I can use the force check to see if I can tell if they're dark side or not.
If they have at least 1 dark side point, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a little bit skewed. Like not necessarily dark, but you do have.
I mean, that's also we can do like narrative wise.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna go ahead and do that roll again.
Okay.
Because I only rolled a 5. That's better.
All right. You sense absolutely no dark side coming from either of these two. However, you do sense a lot of it elsewhere in the ship, just around you. You sense it from
I mean, Zeno,
LeBear, Zeno, Ajisai, Yale, Kliek, Non, and every single one of the clones.
Me, Zeno, Ajisai. Yep.
It turns out HK is actually like
He's got a soul.
Is oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so do you hand him the dagger?
I heard we were looking for a relic for some sort of proof.
Yeah. He holds out his hand.
Can I ask you why you need to see this of all things?
Because if it's not really a Jedi artifact, I have no reason to believe anything you've been saying.
We'll need that back when you're done with it.
It's fun.
If you need proof, then. Well, if you need proof, then this is it.
Is that in
Put
his
it
hand?
Yep.
Takes it, grasps it, starts like running his hand along the blade.
He teleports.
The hell is that thing?
I don't know myself.
Okay.
We didn't have time.
You see LeBear is going to kind of lean forward. May I see that once he's done, Zeno?
Sure.
Thank you. He's going to hold it out and LeBear's going to take it. Start like looking through it. Okay. That is indeed a Jedi artifact. Well, a Force artifact at least. Okay, maybe there is some merit to what you're saying, but I'm still going to need to wait until I have more proof, until my vision comes back before I can even consider what you're saying.
That's fine. Take time that you need and rest.
We never got your name.
You may call me Chi. And I'm Paya, he says.
Oh, she was unfrozen the whole time.
Yeah,
oh,
she
was.
Snap.
She was not talking the whole time.
I thought she was frozen.
Can we get some name tags? Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
GG.
Because I can't remember. I for sure can't remember them until I see it more often.
I'm listening
Jesus.
to them, but I'm eyeing out of the corner of my eye of the bear.
You can see he's just like running his finger down.
Blood.
Would any of you wish to volunteer?
What?
Volunteer.
I just need one of you to put your arm out so that way I can cut you.
No thanks.
All right,
I mean, we got Yale.
Midas,
She
you're
might be
doing it?
down.
Yeah.
He takes it. He
Aw.
takes the dagger. He's just going to give you a faint cut, and immediately as it happens, you can feel that it's as though the force inside of you, part of it, has just been yanked from you.
I need that.
Give me a minute. I need to remember specifically what's this doing. I'm pulling it up.
That's scary.
Gets a permanent.
I need that. I need that. But he's got to be proficient
So,
in an
okay.
exotic weapon.
You have to get it for that specific.
So you take 6 damage first off, and you have your force points reduced by 2.
Ah. You should have done that. I told you. We should have just used Yale.
Oh, Yale's force sensitive. Oh, all right.
She might be. I mean, every heroic creature has force points.
Yeah, I don't like that, so I'll be taking that back now. Move my hand out.
Don't worry, I'm going to give it back to Zeno. Just let me finish analyzing it. And Zeno, you can
No,
tell he's
you'll
using
get
force vision to look at it, and you see when he made the cut, the same thing that he's seeing. It's as though part of the force that was flowing through him was just completely absorbed, like, and starts flowing around the dagger's blade before it just begins to fade away.
Can I use the force to like transfer it back into his body?
Well, currently you're not holding the dagger, so you don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can just see it. All right, never mind then.
Yeah,
I'm
this is just
sorry.
what you're
That's right.
This would be invaluable to my research. He's gonna flip the handle, hold it back towards you, Xeno. If there's a price you're willing to part with this for, I'll pay it.
The relics are quite valuable.
Indeed.
And I tend to do a little research myself.
Hands you the dagger.
We'll see.
I just say the word. Sorry about that, Minus. Give it time. I'm sure you'll recover.
It's just a
I'll
scratch.
heal you. There you go.
That's overheal.
I take 12 points of damage. Dude.
And now that you're focusing on the daggers, you can tell it does not absorb it into the dagger to be put elsewhere. The force that was taken into the dagger, it's gone.
Oh. So this just separates. Yeah. We'll see. I'll have to look into this some more. That's interesting.
Where my force points gone?
It was as if it was siphoned from me. The force.
This can be quite dangerous. But also quite useful.
Valuable to my research.
It just whispers from across the room. Well, hopefully that was what you're looking for, Chi.
Yes. Once my vision returns, I'll have more questions. But for now, I guess I will trust you to some extent.
All right. Putumayo, Midas, Ajisai, Kliak, can I have a word in the storage room?
Sure.
Can I come?
Is that Liber?
Liber.
Unfortunately, this is something that we need to keep between us.
All right.
No offense.
That's fine.
Little Bear kills everybody by the time we get back.
He comes back in.
He's like, what? I just wanted their force.
Just need something quick. Pop that out.
Thought you would
These guys are like the prime example of why Jedi suck and why they have fallen.
GG.
First ignorant, even though we saved him.
Wait, why is Kliak not here?
Because
asked to.
he was asked to, yeah.
Hey, you invited? No, stop.
The assassin, he's allied forces with Gracchus.
Oh, did you see this?
I did. And even worse, there's a bounty on us as well.
How much? What's that already say?
I don't know how much the bounty is.
I mean, it was already clear there. The Imperial stormtroopers did tell us there was a bounty on us on the black market.
Yeah, we should have asked the reward amount. We could have turned ourselves in.
Connor froze, Rip.
You froze.
No.
Wait, I froze.
Yeah,
I
you
see
froze.
everyone else moving. That's weird.
I
was
was
gonna refresh it.
Xeno, random question. What's your will defense?
My will defense?
Yeah.
22.
Okay.
GG.
I like that.
I know where this is going, and I'm okay with it.
False stealth, man.
I can't force that.
Well, if that's the case, we have many issues that we need to worry about. I guess the question is, are we still set on Coruscant after this?
Can we detect that LeBear is looking at us, or since it's higher than our will defense, we just can't do anything?
If you want, you can try and really use the Force.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to... Like, it seems so out of character. Like, why would I try to use the Force right now?
Yeah, it's essentially, as far as what has happened, none of you are naturally aware.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know if technically what he's done is spying on you.
How about this? After Xeno's, while Xeno's explaining this to us before Kliak and I spoke, like, oh, so, you saw him in a vision. I'm just gonna like feel out into the force, use the force, see
Okay.
see what's out there. Like, oh, you use the force, huh? Use the force real quick.
Wait, you mean you
There
can
you
see
go.
other people? Think people can see us right now? Hold up.
Like, wait, you mean he's watching us right now?
As far as he can tell, there's no one watching you.
Rest in peace. I don't even feel anything.
GG. It's not good. He's got information to the Hut's intelligence network, full access in the Outer Rim. He has 10 ships and 100 men. On top of him being an assassin, it's not looking too good at the moment.
It's a blunt move even for him.
Well, I thought currently our situation was we were going to help LeBear, and then he was going to give us locations to Jedi temples and
Yeah, that's right.
What's the deal?
others.
But we should let him know the magnitude of what's coming towards us. We should let everybody know.
Yeah.
We might not make it out of this.
I agree. I wanted to let you all know first. I don't want to put anybody in shock.
I think we should either build up our own army or try to hide, or like
What
put
if
us at
we-
an advantage against in this. I guess you could call it
What if we
war
lure
at this
him into a
point.
trap?
What was that?
What if we lure him into a trap?
You have to lure an army into a trap, unless we catch him alone.
We don't need to kill the army.
You suggest isolating him into a trap. I see.
Just a
What do you have in
suggestion.
mind?
Well, we'll see as time goes on. We don't really know much. We just know that he's after us.
I mean, I can communicate with him.
And they
Try
know
to.
where we're heading.
Hold on.
Making a deal for Gracchus or anything that would help get the others off our tail would make it easier. It might be better if we just refroze Paya and she gave him back.
I'm against this.
I'm gonna look at him.
I mean, we technically don't have any obligation towards them. It's
I
more
don't
like they have an
know
obligation towards us.
what this tactics check does, but I want to use it.
How good was your plan?
Of how familiar you are with major tactics. You can presume with your knowledge tactics check, based on what you know of the assassins and what you know of Gracchus's general type of army, that the army will be consisting of people from bounty hunters to hired thugs, having a very wide range of talent within them. And for the assassin himself, based on everything you know, you can assume he's probably going to use everyone else to weaken you and take advantage of a situation.
Is this from what I know from what Cleognon has told me? Because I'm not familiar with much assassins from the Sith.
Anything that has been shared publicly to the team and what you know from Cleognon.
Yeah, Zeno did tell us about how, as he was like talking to Strength through telepathy, that he was gonna attack us after we were weakened by the Vault engage.
Yeah.
Vault raid.
Well, so how do we get him to us then? If he's never going to come out of hiding himself and going to use his army, how do we throw the army off our trail? Well, if we can corner him with the Force, maybe we can find him.
Maybe. Perhaps LeBear will have his usage.
We could join hands and combine our Force powers.
I mean, taunting usually works. Work with Cleag.
You can see he's annoyed at that.
Hey, it's true. You can't
Yeah.
deny it.
Yeah.
If perhaps I guess a question: do all the assassins work independently?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. But again, I never actually met the top three. Things might be different.
He wasn't good enough.
GG.
He is the weakest, no?
He's a little brother.
GG, man. I would say we could perhaps convince another one to do our dirty work for us, but
Well,
I think a better shot is maybe
what do you
finding
mean?
him. Well, convincing another assassin to go after Strength.
You want to hire an assassin to kill an assassin?
Yeah, what better way to kill an assassin than one that knows assassins best?
If you can get into a conversation with Strength, you might be able to bait him into revealing some information on the third assassin.
It's a good idea. Maybe we should make additional measures to ensure that we stay cloaked once we get to Drummond Kaas. And as we leave, I think our number one priority is to cover our tracks even more so than we already were, even though we weren't.
I can try to hide my presence. I don't know if this works with other people.
But is our plan still to go to Coruscant after this? Or is it going to shift with this new information?
It would.
I don't think we should go to Coruscant after this.
If we go to Coruscant, then I feel like there's a high chance that he'll come to us with the army, and that'll be a battlefield.
What if we get the Inquisitors to fight the bounty hunters?
Not
I
a
don't
bad
think
idea.
Strength will come after us on Coruscant, because didn't you say that the assassins are not even known to the Inquisitors?
Yeah. What if he's able to masquerade it as a Hutt attack on Coruscant?
Maybe that could work in our favor.
Maybe we can find a weapon that can take down 100 ships at once.
Where'd you find that?
If that's what you're looking for, you could look at ancient Rakatan technology. That's really the only thing that's going to have any chance.
Ancient what technology? Can I make a knowledge check about that?
Yeah. Galactic lore.
I will do the same thing. Oh, not technology, galactic lore? Okay. I know shit.
Ajisai, you don't know about the Rakatans. Put them out, just kind of surface information. They were an ancient race that used to dominate the galaxy. But after a massive civil war that happened within their own people. You all right, Midas? After a massive civil war happened within their own people, they pretty much entirely died out.
Yes, the Rakatans.
But some of their technology is still hidden away, discovered every now and then.
Did my knowledge check give me insight on what kind of ships would be deployed?
No.
Okay.
Oh, is Midas walked out?
No. What's wrong, Midas?
Yeah. Well, this conversation really isn't going very far. I'm gonna go check on everybody, make sure they're all right.
Okay.
Let me know what y'all decide.
Sure.
I say we still go to Coruscant.
Okay.
I feel like that's an opportunity that we shouldn't pass up. As a matter of fact, let me use the Force for that, actually. That'd be perfect. That's a perfect segue into me using that for the first time.
What are you using?
What was the application for? I wrote them all down. It's like you get a feeling of whether it's going to be like good or bad.
Shatter?
I guess technically that will also be Shatter Point, but there was like some
Shatterpoint's more specific.
Yeah. I wrote them down. I had them down, but now I don't know that. But it's like it was a use of Force thing. It's like it's like you get like a good feeling or bad feeling about this.
You are unable to determine as of the moment. It's too far in the future for you to notably have a feeling one way or the other.
I want to use a Force point. I mean, if it.
Wait, quick question. When Zeno used Farsing on Gracchus, did Strength make a roll to see if Zeno was looking at him? Or how did he detect that he was being looked at?
He has his ways.
Okay.
He's always watching.
It's called plot.
Yeah, it's plot. Gotcha.
That could be it. It could be a scripted event. Who knows?
Wazowski.
You will do this.
It was actually a cutscene.
LeBear's gonna lean back to you, Midas. He's gonna turn to you. So assassins, huh?
What about it?
I just, didn't realize that you all were such high targets to be targeted by Sith assassins. Didn't even know they existed.
You're not supposed to know.
Ah, got it.
Listening on our conversation.
Of course I am.
Good thing I didn't say anything I would regret.
Ah, it's not like you could say much that would offend me. I'm just a curious fella.
Yeah. I know.
Ask him about the weapon to kill 100 ships.
You wouldn't happen to know of.
Got it in my back pocket. To-do.
Actually, there's a little pen over here.
Blows up ship.
Oh shit.
Well, should we focus on that once we're done with Dromund Kaas then?
Yeah.
I'm sure the Force will guide us.
I did you Shatter
Yes,
like
okay.
that. I want personal knowledge.
You also know that it's about time that your ship should be arriving at its destination pretty quickly. They have something else you're looking to do?
I was going to do something else, but I'm glad I didn't do it.
I was gonna talk to Clear.
Oh, you're talking to him?
Yeah. Hey, Clear. What do you think we should do about Liber? I like this whole thing he's doing.
He is shockingly gifted in the Force. He's not a Jedi or a Sith, at least not in any way that I've known. He could be useful. Someone to take advantage of, but I have a feeling his own purposes may be against our own favor. For the moment, I'd
He's
say we
gifted
should...
in the Force, yet he wants to separate from it. I don't like that he's trying to kill all the Force in the universe. He's trying to strip me of my tools. I don't like that.
I can't say I'm worried too much about that. It's impossible.
I don't know.
But maybe you're
Everything
right.
he's done so far seems pretty progressive.
Maybe we should end him before it becomes a problem. Let's get the information he has. And then we'll make our decision.
Alright. Also, we should train soon. I feel like I'm gonna need it.
Of course.
I walk out.
But he stops you right before you walk out. One final possibility to keep in mind. He may act as though he's against the Sith. It is possible it's a ruse. He himself may be an assassin.
Called it.
I mean, I suppose so. You would know better than me.
He doesn't give me the feeling of it. But I've never seen anyone like him. Be vigilant.
Alright.
Zeno, you have approached LeBear? What? Zeno?
Zeno? You muted.
What?
I'm sorry, I muted because I was typing. I was just walking into the room.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to tell everyone, Midas? That I'll do the honors. Yeah.
We're pregnant. Sorry.
GG. GG.
That's one hell of a sith guy.
I could tell him we're about to be we may be coming close to the fight of our lives here. We're apparently being tracked by the Sith assassin, one of the Sith assassins, and he has an army.
Oh my gosh, a Sith assassin, says LeBear, in very obvious, like, bad acting voice.
You're not looking over like.
If I had
Bear, you knew?
eyeball him.
Sightless glare.
Well, if that's the case, we had better finish up our job here. We should be arriving any minute now, huh?
Yeah, we should get you back so we get you out of danger, LeBear.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I really don't want your blood on my hands.
Oh, I'm very flattered, Budamaya. Thank you. I didn't realize you all liked me so much.
The rest of y'all, you ain't got nowhere else to go. You stuck with us.
R7.
High five, your boss.
Ajisai, you see, the ship comes out of hyperspace. You can see a dying planet covered in storms and torn open by tectonic forces.
Delicious.
You enter the
Just
atmosphere,
like I like it.
flying through the clouds that occasionally emit a purple lightning. As that happens, you can hear LeBear approaches you. Leans forward, just watching outside.
So this is throwing cars.
Yeah. Just wait for it. And as more of the cloud that you're flying through disappears and you get to the other side, you can see remnants of cities scattered across the surface, all surrounded by a dead forest. He points ahead of you to the largest city. That's Kaas City. Land in that front courtyard.
Isn't there any better way to land here? Somewhere we can maybe hide a little bit better.
If you want, you could land in the jungle. But it's alive. Ooh.
I decide. You think we can put a cloaking device on our ship as we land?
Do I
Or
think
we
that?
can we engineer it?
I
Can
mean, I could try
HK7
something.
in HK47 put some foliage on
wait a
top of the
minute.
ship?
This ship's too small to have a cloaking device.
Ajisai, roll use the computer check.
All right. 28. That's
As
good.
you're looking through the options that the ship has, you realize there is actually a small level of
all this time.
of cloaking. As you might remember, when Kin Dasu first brought it up, he said that.
GG.
Hey man, it's been a long time.
He said it was a
I
stealth
haven't seen
ship.
the ship in like 3 years. Actually, it's on his face, but he can't see because he has a mask on. He's like,
No, that you mentioned it.
Hey, it's not like a full cloaking device, but you can tell it has some form of cloaking on it to hide from sensors and to kind of blend in a
camo.
little.
Well,
it has camo on it now.
best we got.
GG. GG, man.
Could have saw
I
this
mean,
coming.
can I still use that user computer check and see if it has any option I might have missed now? It's like, there might be more now. There's one. It's like fight mode. Actually boosts our stats by like double.
No, it turns into a Gundam.
Now you see an option that says a Colossus mode where you become a transformer.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
that's a joke.
Oh my goodness.
I want to be the right arm.
There's nothing else significant as far as you can tell.
Unless you bring it up later. Sure.
The check might not have been good enough.
Shut up.
Just saying.
Could have been that 20, but like there's nothing else.
It's an advanced ship. You never know.
It's already 4 years or 3 years old. Not even longer than that.
So he's gonna say, "All right, Ajisai, land that ship and head on out here."
All right.
You land the ship.
Ooh. Yep.
You come on out here. Barry's is looking around. He's gonna like shake his hand in front of Chi and Paya. Say that they're both blind still. Like, all right, so those two are gonna be staying here, I presume, right? Where are we? Oh, we're on Dromund Kaas. Dromund Kaas? What are you all doing here? You are Sith, aren't you? Yeah, listen. We don't have time for that. We're fine. Everything's fine. We're not Sith. All right. Actually, that guy might be Sith. He's gonna point to Kleaknon. Don't know him too well. Anyway, so where are we? We're in Dromund Kaas. Why are we here? To go to a Sith temple. Unfortunately, we can't land closer to that Sith temple. This is really the only safe place for the ship to land in. We're gonna make our way through the jungle to the Sith temple. A quick couple of ground rules once we're there. Or while we're on our way there. The forest, whereas it might look dead, isn't. Been corrupted by the dark side, and it kind of functions as a hive mind. So don't touch the trees. We'll have a safe journey. Once we're at the Sith temple, we're going to split up into 2 teams. That's the reason I've been able to progress further. I needed another Force-sensitive person. And then we'll get through the trials together. I believe in all of you. Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's go. Come on, HK.
Wait. Trials?
Yeah, trials.
What trials?
I can tell you the first one's a riddle.
What happens if you fail the trials?
I don't know. I've never failed.
No. Well, that's comforting, actually.
Well, I've only gotten through the first trial.
Who's all coming and who's coming and who's staying?
Oh, yeah, it's true. Anyone who isn't force capable, stay in the ship. He's going to walk out. Except for HK.
All right, 7. Come with us.
All right, come on, yo.
I'm actually going to check the computer to see if the cloaking is on.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. Since some people forgot.
I didn't forget. I just never knew.
Would you like me to come with you or keep an eye on them here?
I don't think it would be right for you to stay here and look on them, especially since you're.
I agree.
It's like a kid in the candy store. You can't forget.
The clones will be enough to look after them.
If I recall, Putumayo said that he put that box of lightsabers down.
Well, technically, we're all carrying them. That was kind of hyperbole. We never put them in a box. We just had them on us.
On a rope beside General Grievous.
Yeah, I think I took 2, and then Zeno took 2, and then you took
10,
the other 4. Oh, you took 10? Why didn't I write this down?
I took 1, and you have the other one that I want.
No, you took 2.
I think it might have been 1 pair.
I don't even remember.
Nah, you both took. You both took 2 because I took 10. I did math, so because I know Putumayo took 2, you took 2, so I was like, "There's 14. I'm taking the last 10, or I'll take whatever's left." There was 10.
I only showed that I have 1 in my inventory.
Well, then I'll take 11.
Might be that she was one of those too weird.
I thought 2 of the lightsabers were calling out to you, Midas, so you took 2.
Okay, if that's the case, I took them both. I have M lightsaber and then the other one, which I guess is Paya's.
I did not write it down. Yeah, no, I'll take the other 2.
Yeah, there's M and F lightsabers.
And the others were just fodder, I guess.
All right, so
the rest are ones that you do not know who they belong to.
So has everybody walked out of the ship?
Just point.
No,
So does that answer your question? There's no box. It's just Zeno carrying a bunch of lightsabers.
Appreciate that, buddy.
No, I'm stepping out as well.
You coming, Midas?
I'll be right there. Go ahead.
All right.
Should I come?
Are you?
No, yeah, we actually might need you, just like last time. Stay here and keep an eye on everybody.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I owe you a great debt.
Why?
You say thank you.
I don't know.
Actually, I would take RA7 with us. Just so we have 2 droids.
All right.
R7 is equipped with weapons. He should stay here and protect them.
Yeah, we got clones here. We'll be fine.
He's
I want to see
gonna-
RA7 in action.
If he's gonna see you bring RI7, he's gonna say, "I'm pretty sure that droid's not gonna hold up." But if you want to, go ahead.
I want to test out his capabilities.
We're gonna lose our
Let's see what
seven.
We might.
All right, so they stepped off the ship.
Put him. You're the one who reprogrammed it, so you actually get to have the final say for RA7.
True.
Actually, I did not reprogram him. It was Zeno who reprogrammed him and gave him made him attack. Like
That wasn't.
it was whoever like allowed him to attack people was the person who reprogrammed.
No, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you can bring him.
Yeah.
It's all right. I am happy to assist.
So should have 2 droids. There's balance now. Hey, go back here.
Oh,
The
my
mice can go
goodness.
here. Then we have like perfect balance, symmetry.
GG.
All right, so they stepped off the ship.
Yep.
I'm going to
Right this.
I'm going to walk up to both of them. So I know that there is a trust issue. Now that the others have left the ship, I want y'all to have these. I'm gonna hold out both their lightsabers and put them in their hands.
They're gonna take
They're gonna
them.
kill you. Oh my god.
They draw them and attack you. No. They're gonna look at them. All right.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
In case things go bad, you have them. And know that you are not a prisoner of this ship. This was a rescue mission. We knew that you were in there, and then I wanted to get you out.
Oh man, we wanted to get them out.
Hopefully our vision will return when you return.
Okay, that was weird. I just lost connection. Great.
Yeah. You have
I saw
disappeared
you,
again.
camera.
I'm back.
Stay safe.
My Wi-Fi
Oh,
was
you're
just gone for a
thinking real
second.
hard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was also thinking real hard.
Get off that bike, Zeno.
Dang, I went to ride
I mean,
that.
we could take it with us. If
You
you really
all-
want to.
Y'all make your way out of Kaas City. I don't even know why I made this map. There's nothing to do here. It was just a landing site. You can see the tectonic forces. Things like that.
Look for clues.
And then you
There's a hit
head
area. Rip.
through the jungle path, which I realized, GM layer, you didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't see nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah,
You look a little dark there.
I do look dark. The
at
sun's
that
setting,
rain.
so I have to change the
I was gonna
brightness.
say, it must really be dark side now.
Yeah, how dark are we right now?
Your max dark, max 50.
There we go, that
He's
was
so
better.
dark. It's turning into black. Complete darkness.
It's darker than black.
Whoa.
GG. The show was a lie.
All right. So, yeah, they're doing your own thing. Avoid the trees. We're just gonna start walking with HK.
I'm going to immediately make a use of force check.
All right.
I'm trying to connect with the forest around me.
All right. Use the force check.
Is where -1 or -2?
-1.
Okay.
You feel a considerable dark side presence everywhere around you.
Can I
thought that we weren't
communicate
minus.
with the okay, so I feel the dark side force, but can I communicate with the collective hive mind? Like,
You're right.
can I reach out and get a response?
To clarify, Midas is right. There is no penalty anymore for it being dark side. Dark side
that's
just
right.
gets a buff.
They just get a bonus. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm like making -1s this whole time.
I just wasn't thinking about it. What did you say you're doing?
I wanted to know if I can communicate with the hive mind and get a response.
All right,
You're
behind your
playing
side.
fire, man.
Whoa, am I gone again? Jesus.
Oh, really?
I
Right
was
side.
like, everybody froze again.
I'm just like testing the waters.
Dipping his toe in.
Yeah.
+1 dark side.
Oh, yeah, would that give me a +1 dark side?
No, this will not give you a +1 dark side. You feel out to the trees, and you can feel them reaching back. You sense out to the dark side of the entire planet around you, and you can feel all just trying to reach in and grab you. And suddenly you feel as though it's kind of grabbed you, like it's actually gotten its claws in you. You don't feel darker. You haven't taken damage, or your connection hasn't been changed in any way. But you feel as though it now knows exactly where you are. and in the
Jeez, you're a little
distance
touchy
you
there.
you hear howls.
Something's coming.
He's gonna immediately turn back. Didn't I say not to do? He looks around. What the hell? Well, none of you touched the tree, so I guess something else set them off. All right, be ready.
Guys, I think something's coming.
I think so too. You
Midas.
could listen to this howl.
You have control of R7?
Midas, as you're walking by that tree right there, you suddenly see it reaches out to grab you. The branches just try and rip around. Oh, I rolled a square. They try to reach around to grab you, but they heavily miss, just slamming into each other.
You're right. The trees are alive.
Yeah, that's what I said. Probably could have been more descriptive. My bad. Whatever, you're fine.
What do I see?
It's alive. Force drain them, Xeno. Force
You can see the force, the dark side of the force is flowing through every single one of the trees.
Unlimited force strength.
This would be a perfect chance.
Hey, Xeno, let me just let me look at that book real quick. Oh, force drain. That seems handy.
Oh, look, they want to say
R7 also
hi.
follow me.
You
Look
see,
at the little doggies.
you see a line of creatures have formed up
GG.
ahead of you. So, all right,
boy.
be ready, everyone.
HK, touch a tree.
I just moved him to the wrong square. That's all that was.
R7, where are you?
Yeah, sorry.
Give me control of him.
Yeah, I'll give you control of him.
Yay.
Rolled by Ajisa. There you go.
I decided now would be a good time to use that flamethrower of yours.
My what?
That flamethrower.
I suppose so.
Burn the trees, GG.
No, it's not about the guys, the dogs in front of us.
I mean, I could burn the trees too if you want me to.
Make a
we
little
weren't-
path.
I thought we weren't
No.
supposed to touch the trees.
Don't hurt the trees.
It's not touching them.
I have plans for this planet.
I close that.
Don't touch the trees.
All right,
We need
Ajisai.
The trees will kill the 100 chips for us.
I forgot to
Oh
make
my
an RA7
goodness.
sheet, so I am putting the laser turret sheet in your control, and that's just going to function as RA7 for the moment.
All right. Well, he doesn't have a sheet. There's a turret for me. Only has bio and info.
You see everything?
Let's
I
see
don't
what
see.
SK7 can
I
do.
don't see a sheet.
Let's see this bot in action.
How about now?
He's gonna roll twice.
Yes.
Okay.
Now watch AK7 just roll a straight one that once.
Nah, he'd be fine.
And you all can roll for initiative.
I'm going to click on your portrait.
Ooh, R7 going fast.
GG.
He's fast as fuck, boy.
That's right. Don't you forget. Oh, they all get like a bonus because of dark side.
Yes, they do. You do recognize these creatures. I don't remember who specifically encountered it. Whoever fought the Tukata on Tython.
Oh yeah. Wait, Tython?
These seem on
Doesn't it?
Tython.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with the
These
people.
ones seem to be much thinner, much fitter, and more panther-like. And so to describe it, as you all are approaching them, you can see that they're all dark gray, fleshy, panther-like creatures with two tails, and they're approaching you slowly, all spread out, analyzing you. All right, now I just need to roll initiatives on my end. Oh god, the initiatives there. Oh, why did that only populate after someone rolled?
Rip.
I don't see Putumayo's turn order in here.
Tukata corrupted.
I clicked on my portrait. I was lied to.
I mean, it's supposed to work.
I mean, Xena also disappeared. What the fuck?
I just saw somebody else disappear too.
Yeah, I only see Midas, RE7.
What's going on? They're taking our turn.
Tukatas.
All right, so what happened? What happened there is I deleted the wrong version.
Oh,
Rip.
GG.
So sorry about that, but
How dare
I'm not going to waste much more time and try to make it get you all back there properly.
It's fine. I had 13.
You can just roll yourself again and
Because
then
of the
just
end of
edit
order.
it.
It'd be super cool if you could just like drag your number on.
I mean,
from
you
there.
kind of can. You can just roll for initiative again, and you can just like change the initiative by yourself.
Yeah, you could change it to what it originally was, and I just have to make sure I change the correct one.
I don't remember what it was. Looks like it's 19. That's funny.
There.
I mean, it's better than me.
All right, I'll make sure to delete the proper Xeno. I want you to know, Xeno, when I deleted yours, I knew which one was the correct one, but I deleted that one because it had the decimal.
You really don't like those decimals.
I also rolled 13.
Yeah,
Oh, you rolled 13?
Yeah.
Oh damn. Connor,
Wait,
could I
did I?
technically
Yeah,
like get my battle droid, my little one, which gives me like the additional bonus to damage? Can I give it to RA7?
Yeah.
He's got
Cool.
combat.
I will not do that though. Maybe
Okay.
once
just
in the
put it
future when
on
this sheet
the
actually
page.
exists.
He got 13.13.
All right, sorry about that long prep time. I made rookie moves. Anyway, HK is first in turn order, unless Midas's was a nat 20.
Mine was not.
All right. You can see HK is going to aim at this one right here at the edge, and he is going to take a shot. I roll as HK so that way he doesn't try and pull some funky stuff with this check. You can see it slams heavily into the Tukata, launching it backwards a few feet.
Indignant remark. Child's play.
Reassurance. We can take them.
See RA7? That's a protocol droid right there.
Midas.
Don't talk to him like that.
All right,
One day you want to be like him.
I'm trying to
You'll
think
find
of
it.
all the actions I have to use here and what all it's going to take up. I'm going to pull out my Cortosis sword. And then I want to go into the Mon. So that's 2 actions, right?
Move and swift, yeah.
Move and Swift.
Yep.
And I can't remember if it costs anything to activate the damage reduction.
I think it was an action.
Swift, I think.
Yeah, swift action.
So that would use up all my actions, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to do that.
All right. RA7.
It's actually a standard action. Your damage reduction thing.
GG.
For 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. RA7. It's gonna kind of move up, I guess. Would it be touching the tree, or is that just
Yeah,
like a
it's
tree
going to
branch,
make its
like
attack
above
at him.
Oh boy.
So I didn't think to make a character for the tree, so it's just the basic regular
I
rules.
mean, that's not gonna hit.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Can move right here and just shoot. I guess.
You can see it readies the shoot, and then it turns to you. I must wait for them to attack one of us first before I can attack for self-defense.
Is that a recalibrator?
Can you ignore that and just shoot them on my behalf?
No, I cannot.
God damn it.
Yeah, you programmed them, man. We still got that recalibrator.
I don't have it. Somebody else does. Well, that's his turn, I guess. Use this junk.
GG.
God damn it, HK47 was right.
Ray's going to take a step forward, and he's going to use Force Stun on the Tukata directly in front of him. That's 24
Yes,
versus its
probably.
will.
Ooh.
It goes down 2 on the condition tracker. All right, Aji Sai.
Gonna move up a little bit. Pull out my blaster pistol and shoot the one that he force stunned.
All right.
Ka-chow!
Chow. That is a hit.
Maximum damage.
Pew pew. Well, it's not maximum, but one of them.
It's it for 22 points of damage.
Pew pew.
And that'll actually be enough to bring it down to condition 3. And now it's their turns.
Will they get the dark side bonus?
Yes, yes, they do.
Technically.
They are dark side leaning creatures. They absolutely get the bonus.
Guys,
All right.
here's the light force. Light side, please.
Only
Thanks.
one of them is in range to make an attack. It's going to
By the way,
try.
the Kliak roll?
Yeah, Kliak. Oh, sorry, Kliak. No, he did not roll. He hasn't gone yet. He's on turn order, though.
Okay.
If you aren't seeing it, then it's because I did it wrong.
That's fine. He's not gonna do anything anyways.
Tukata is going to make a bite at you, but that does not break your
Nice.
armor.
Nope.
Xeno.
All right. Geez, they're like, I have to effing walk past this tree. GG. No, I'm staying right here. Which one? I guess they're not really low. They're in 6 scores now. I'll use
Power.
I'll use Force Judgment.
You know, you could actually do that because you've seen someone use lightning.
You actually have.
You can
Actually,
use
never
force
mind, I
lightning.
guess.
You won't get a dark side point.
I could, but I mean,
What kind do you want it to be?
Go
Yellow?
about that book so
Or
we can
like
get double,
purple?
condition trackers.
GG. Yeah, let me reach right in. Nah, I'm gonna use Force Judgment
All right.
on the one in front of.
So you like yellow more?
Is this via the book?
Nah. Like I slotted one into my in my suite.
Oh, thank
All
God.
right. See lightning emitting from Xeno's hands, but yellow light.
Let me roll it.
I don't know why it's not like scrolling down automatically.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
did
What
not
the
roll
fuck?
it automatically. Yeah. I gotta do a. Oh no, it's against the reflex.
I thought it was
Against
fortitude.
against reflex, that is a
It's
miss.
not.
Rip.
Just
Plus stretching,
barely
like,
by
different?
1.
Well, that's my turn.
All right, put a mile.
I'm trying to determine if I can throw a grenade and shoot in one turn.
No.
I mean,
Well,
it takes
that
half damage,
determines-
no? Even if it misses.
With the grenade, yeah.
The force judgment.
Oh, okay, yeah, it does. Never
Oh,
mind.
force judgment, yeah, it does. Which one are you
Yeah.
targeting again? Middle one?
Yeah.
15 damage.
Good catch.
Round it up.
Yeah. Also, I was just looking at force lightning to see if it was fortitude or reflex defense. I guess it was also reflex defense. I thought it was fortitude. Or like will or something.
Yeah, most of them are. I think that's the only reflex one.
Repeal it. Just saw that.
GG.
Okay, I'm gonna use a swift action to pull out my lightsaber. I'm sorry, to pull out my heavy blaster rifle.
No,
and
pull out that lightsaber. It's
I'm
safe
going
here.
to aim. I'm gonna aim at this guy right here. And
All right.
I'm going to take aim and shoot.
Ooh, unfortunately,
Bah,
that
bah,
is a
boy.
miss. Shoots right into the ground before it even arrives at the one in front.
He's too
Why are you
fast.
doing the -1 again? You don't take
I'm
the
not.
penalty.
-1 is condition tracker, so your condition is set to -1.
Wait, what? One, please.
Who knows how long that's been a thing? Either way, it's a miss. So,
What in the
Okay.
blazes?
all right.
GG.
Lieknon's gonna step forward right next to you, Xeno. Gonna say, "Let me show you how it's done."
GG.
This time with force secret.
And he is going to use Force Lightning at the one right in front of Ajisai. Oh, he's
what's
also
that?
Like twixt his wrist.
All right.
he was also having it target a second creature as well to bounce to.
It's too bad that that's the Takata rolling.
GG.
Bounces off onto
Holy
the other one
smokes.
that's right next to it.
Clicking on that. He's like hitting dance moves as he's like shooting the light.
Let's show mother.
I gotta learn that, man.
You can
I
feel
gotta
him.
learn that.
You can feel him just smiling to himself. There we go. I think I'm back in action.
If only you could have used it against us, man. If only you could
gonna
use
fight
it
us
against
now.
us.
He did.
No, we just gotta find some
I mean,
lava for him.
Not that good. They would just find. They would just throw some lava on him again.
Yeah.
HK is going to take a shot at that one. Hits it for 59 points of damage.
Gosh, dang, HK is kind of scary.
He's like level 20, man.
Just wait if you see him get a crit.
All right.
I don't want to see that.
I'm gonna run up to, or run up right through. No, I'm just gonna run up right here. That's fine. I was gonna do something, but never mind.
All right.
And I will hit this one.
All right. Well, after you were attacked, by the way, Achisai, RA7 went. Self-defense protocols activated.
Yeah, sure, man.
What if you get one shot?
That's a hit.
He's like on the ground. He's like something fits pretty
Man, that just means literally everyone can just walk into the fucking ship and be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna steal this, okay? All right. Since you're not
RA7.
attacking me, I'm not
You're
gonna
up.
hurt you." Alright, he's gonna shoot the weak one.
I'm gonna designate this one as my dodge.
Is your dodge okay?
Oh, you actually got the dodge thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Hiya!
Roll a d20.
Rip.
Alright, 7. I swear to God.
Please shoot you in the back. Okay.
What a twist of fate.
All right, just a heavy miss.
I actually rolled as me, so I need to.
Nope.
Suspected as much.
The bear's gonna walk forward. You see, he's gonna reach into the pocket that he had that metal device in that you saw earlier. He's going to draw a lightsaber from it.
Oh, he is a Sith assassin.
He ignites it, and you see a viridian blade, like a lime
wow.
green.
Okay.
He's going to go
Suppose
and
he's not a
make.
Sith assassin.
He's gonna go and make an attack at the tukata.
Let's see how good it is.
You do notice as he goes to make his attack, whereas he does hit the tukata, his form is not a Jedi form by any means. It is like someone who is just like imagine Finn from episode 7. It's just someone who's taking it and just like whacking things with it. There's no form, there's no style behind it. It's just standard people who are untrained.
Sense motive check. No.
Does man even get a lightsaber?
So he's like the fat guy that poses a lot as a Jedi before.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Yeah,
He's
you
trying
could
to
always-
deceive us all.
You can always ask him, Xena.
Yeah, I will later.
He
How'd
is
you
a Sith
say?
assassin.
You're up.
I will pull up my Beskar sword, walk over these dead bodies, and just attack this one.
All right.
Only one-handed though, since I still have the blaster pistol in one of my hands. Hiya!
That's a hit, but it remains up.
Rip.
It is down another step on the condition tracker, though.
Yay! Oh, it's so low.
Yeah, Han Solo.
Am I right?
GG, man.
It is going to make a bite attack at you. Oh, it crit you.
That's a miss.
Dude, gosh.
That was towards Midas, right?
No, that was towards you. That was from the tukata that was condition low.
That was towards Midas, right?
Agisai.
I guess minus
Fuck
17
yeah.
for me. Thanks. That's
Those
what
sharp.
-1 condition, baby. That's cool.
Rip.
The other one next to you is going to make a swiping attack at you.
No, you
Who's this
don't.
dentist? Good lord.
Target dance from shadows.
All right. These three, the front two, are going to make bite attacks at you, Midas. So that's the one with the condition 1. That's a miss. That's the one that is unafflicted. That's a miss. And the other one is going to do his swipe attack at you. That's the one with the -3. Oh, sorry, -5. That should be 2 lower. But that's a miss.
Why
I
is
hate this
Zeno
game.
not -1 on the condition tracker?
I'm just
GG.
dancing on him.
What was it?
Oh, yeah,
Why is Zeno not -1 on the condition tracker?
I am.
Oh,
He
He
just
didn't
doesn't
mark
mark it, yeah.
gotcha. Just checking. Make
I'll,
sure that,
I'll mark for you. Just
The other
make sure that
tukata.
force pawn is working.
The other
Yeah,
tukata is
yeah,
making
I
a
took
bite attack at LeBear. But that
Thank
is a
God
miss.
that wasn't me.
He is able to dodge out of its way.
Wait, yeah, okay. I already established he's a high level character. He has a +14 to hit, man.
Oops.
I mean, it
Also,
wouldn't be me
LeBear
if I
was
didn't
biting me earlier.
introduce. It wouldn't be me if I didn't introduce a high level character here and there for you to,
Cool.
fight with
Duh.
or against.
At least he's on our side,
Zeno, you're up.
right?
Or the
Yeah.
moment.
At least for now.
I'll use Battle Strike.
My real name's Owari.
Do you have Battle Strike in your suite?
I sure do.
Okay, thank God.
The book teaches me all.
I'm just asking in case you dropped a condition checker.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, rip that damage though.
Yep, that's when all force powers are returned to your suite. Damage will be, it's still going to be doubled.
Yeah, I didn't add the crit jank on that.
All right. Which one? It was this one, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it takes 20 points of damage. It is still up, but is down 1 step on the condition tracker.
That's just bonus damage, though. Doesn't he still have to roll the attack?
The attack is on the bottom.
Oh,
I'll put them in the wrong order on this. Well, I guess not the wrong order. But I just placed them like that. Just
Oh, okay. I see.
don't
So,
know.
okay. So it's 22 damage it takes.
22 damage. Yeah. I don't know why I put them in that way.
Yeah, rookie move.
I think it broke a bunch of times, so I think when I fixed it, I just put everything there. I was
Oh,
like,
okay. All right, put a mile, you're up.
you see what I thought was how Battle Strike worked. It's just like you use it, you get the bonus damage, and on the next
Oh,
attack
no,
roll that you hit,
you are right. I
that
actually
you
ripped it.
get that.
Yeah.
So you get still your lightsaber
Oh,
bonus
yeah.
damage, and then Battle Strike as well.
You're right. I need to actually change that or correct that.
So you actually haven't hit yet, so you could still miss, even with the battle strike, right?
No, it hit, but the
But that just is a buff to you. It doesn't actually deal damage, does it?
yeah, it does bonus damage.
It does
But
bonus
that's
damage
to
when you
your
hit.
hit.
Yeah, bonus damage to the hit.
You haven't hit.
Yeah, you
he's-
use the force to see if it would succeed. Now you have to land the hit.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
the if the
Attack,
hit
yeah,
was the
that's a
10, then that's a
a
miss.
10. That's a miss. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
you're right.
But it's still there though. On the next hit.
I
think it
restored
lasts
self.
I mean, it sucks that you rolled a 33 on the use the force check, but
I get my my force suite back.
Yeah, at least
Yeah,
it's
your
all-
Battle Strike
Light
lasts
bonus.
until you hit. By the way.
and also Ajisai gets the bonus as well.
Do
I?
Oh yes, you do
I-
because of the
Let's go.
Bond.
Actually, the actual benefits.
which one were you
Actual
attacking?
benefits.
Which one were you
Yes.
attacking? Put him out.
This one. That's -3 on the condition tracker right
Bless you, Zeno.
Okay. You hit
Bless you.
and kill it.
here.
Anything else from you? Okay.
And I end my turn.
Klieknon, he's going to use Force Lightning on this
Help
one.
me. Help me. Save me.
Oh
Actually,
yeah,
I
sure.
have it in the
You're
right
not
order.
surrounded by 3. It's fine.
Oops, rolled,
You have
SG
damage
target.
reduction. You don't get crit. Fuck off.
All right. It is now back to top of the turn order, which is HK. HK is going to aim. He's going to like bend down and aim between Zeno's legs.
Man, he's just flexing.
Roll one.
This man's rolling the dice.
Roll one. Roll
God.
one.
Oh,
Bruh. Alright. If I swear if this hits me,
Okay.
man, everything's gonna change.
Literally, quite literally, everything would change.
It
You
shoots underneath your legs, but also underneath theirs. It just goes until it slams into the ground.
Could you do that the rest,
cool,
like, the rest of this game? Could you talk like this?
Midas, you're up.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
GG.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'm all right, so I will Okay, I'll hit this one. That's -3 in the condition tracker.
Okay.
Maybe if I can find it.
Any second now, that's a hit. All right, it is down another step on the condition tracker. RA7.
Pew pew. The one in front of me. Yep. No.
Oof.
Hey, why is it -1? Rip. Oh, because I put the wrong character sheet at -1. GG. That's why.
All right, LeBear's up. He's gonna use his lightsaber again.
I see your struggles of multiple character sheets now, Connor.
Yeah.
There's like 10 of
I
them.
only have 2.
I've had like 12 open at once in one of these missions.
GG.
Excuse me. He makes an attack at the tukata in front of him, but it is still up. Ajisai.
I will put away my blaster pistol and just two-hand the best guard sword, and I will go for attack with the +1 from Battle Strike.
Oh, that's it. Which one
Do I need to
hitting?
roll the damage? The one I don't know, man. The dead body.
Do you need to roll the damage?
+3D.
For
Plus
Battle
3D.
Strike, or is it gonna be his
Oh.
roll?
Roll it yourself.
I don't have it, so it's just 3d6.
Yep.
That's worse. I should have taken his.
Oh, you rolled a 26. Yeah, okay, never mind.
GG.
All
My
right.
3d6 +1.
Back to the tukata. You know where this is going. Hey, Ajisai, you're about to get a crit bite.
No,
Please.
not again.
All right, this one's coming to Lee Bear. Ooh, hefty miss.
Rip.
It killed itself. No.
He just kicks it in the teeth as it goes to bite at him.
He killed himself.
Alright, sorry.
This is the one next to you, Zeno. It's attacking you. That's it, I believe.
Oh, it's 23, yeah.
26 damage to you. Also, don't forget to drop your level in condition tracker. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a breach.
What a trucker. I take half of that, no?
The other
13,
two... Oh, yeah, you do take half of that. This is the one on you, Midas, at the full condition one.
Yes.
And then the other one that's suffering a big penalty. Hefty miss.
Oh, God, my HP. It hurts.
I
we leveled
the
up.
back of the tank for the both of you.
Oh, don't
Dude, I
forget
got like
to
2 HP this level, man. Come on.
don't forget to drop your condition, Ajisai.
Yeah, I did on the character sheet, not in the
Okay.
thing.
Zeno, you're up.
Love that I used the force point to like negate like damage, and none of them hit me yet.
They've been trying. Like I
know.
didn't have them like metagame try to avoid you. I sent the most of them after you.
You got them on me, but it's like miss.
They crit me.
They
Yeah.
crit you.
Just gotta get good, Ajisai.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry, man.
It's like-
Sorry to crit like 5 times already.
It's like Dark Sides. Roll that dice better.
Roll
Yeah.
that dice
GG.
better.
Roll
Alright.
the dice. Roll the dice.
Do I have dice somewhere? I probably have. But... Maybe I just need sunglasses. Oh yeah, I recover 15 too, right?
I'll say you'll recover half.
That's a good point.
I'll
Which
update
is
that.
7 or 8.
8. Write it up.
Oh,
Okay.
Nope. I'll take that.
Dope. That just second win 2 times.
It would be hilarious if it put you like 1 point above half, so you couldn't use it. That would be
GG.
awesome.
All right, doing it against this one in front of me.
That condition tracker on my friends is worrying me.
Use your resilience feat, man. Come on. No.
You're right. I still got.
Actually, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
It's gonna take a force point. Yeah.
We will probably get our condition track back after this fight.
If we survive. Tree comes up. Tree stands up. Or all the trees stand up.
Turns out every time we've been hit by one of these, we get siphoned.
Ooh, snap.
0 force points.
GG.
That'd be
Goodbye.
brutal.
There are creatures that do stuff like that.
Yes,
so.
there are, but these are not them. I already know that creature. I have it in my book. Don't you worry. All right, so Zito, is that it for you?
I'm gonna put one of those towards my one of my move action towards swift to condition. Yeah.
All right. Udamayo.
I am aiming my gun at this lovely fellow here, and I
It blushes.
will shoot.
Oh my goodness.
That thing's supposed to be down one on condition tracker. Oopsie.
22. Nice.
Oh, I gotta scroll down. No wonder I've been.
Yeah, I was up
Oh, yeah.
I was like up like where it said Ajusai hit.
Okay,
And then
so
What
to
is
go
that
back,
damage roll?
Zeno, you
What?
did the force grip on this one.
Yeah. In front
Okay. I missed that. I was confused why you were ending your turn without doing an attack. But I was like, all right,
of me.
all right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand
Udamayo.
here.
You have hit it. It has taken 17 damage. It has not gone down on the condition tracker.
This one in front of me went down the condition tracker though.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Kliek Non. He's gonna target the one in the back with force lightning.
Just roll another 20. Come on.
World did I open up that page?
What if we find Kindasso here? Just like in a tree, it's just chilling.
It's at
Like,
for 28
hey,
points of
guys.
damage, and it drops down on the condition tracker, passing out from the pain. And back to the top of the turn order. Top of the morning. Jacksepticeye. HK
Top of morning to ya.
is going
His
to do
legs
the
again.
same thing again.
One.
What?
Yeah, he's wild.
Nat 20 on Xena.
He's going to recalibrate and take its shot.
All right.
Recalibration.
You can
Master.
see it's slamming straight into that creature, killing it.
I think every one of his shots have been green.
Yeah.
Except for like one.
At least
Yeah,
like one of
actually, I
those
think all of them
5
were,
to
yeah.
10. It's at least a 10.
He's strong. He has a lot of good stuff. Midas. Destroyed myself.
I did too.
I'm gonna change my dodge to this one,
All right.
and then I'm going to pass through both of them, stepping away.
All right. That will take one attack of opportunity.
Do it.
12. No, it's going to slash you. Swipe at you. It's HK. Whoopsie. 26.
That's actually it. Yeah, for 5 damage.
Yeah.
And then I will do acrobatic strike and jump right back on it and smack it.
All right.
That's right, guys. Acrobatic strike. I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, this
Do
is
you
like
take another attack of opportunity as you come
no.
back into it.
Ooh. You know what?
Time has come.
20.
You know what? I'm gonna say as you're slashing at its tails, you cut them off, further increasing the penalty that it's going to suffer from this attack. It's going to
Big
drop down
ouchie.
3 condition tracker. But it is still alive. You can see it howls in pain as well.
Guess you learned
Pretty
something
good.
at the academy after all, Midas.
RA7.
GG.
Oh,
I'll get it
yeah.
on this time.
Cut the tails off.
Alright, 7.
No.
Finish it off, please.
I learned that in high school to cut the tail off.
Who said you
GG.
can't teach your old dog new tricks?
17? The
Those
one in front of
trauma
me?
kids never knew what to do. That's a miss.
You should have targeted this one.
It's unconscious. He would have automatically hit.
It's
Are
a
you sure
miss.
it's a -1?
It's a miss
Actually,
by
don't kill
1.
him. Don't
Oh,
kill
no,
him.
it's a miss by 2, sorry.
I actually want to do something.
Actually, you were still -1 condition. That's another +1. Yeah, I
GG.
wish. God damn it.
Alright. Bear's
So
going to
narrowly.
make another attack at the one in front of him, hopefully to finish it off. I rolled the tukata. He kills it.
He kills himself
Ajisai.
with a lightsaber.
Try to finish the one off in front of me.
Zeno! Where did you
Wait.
go?
My God.
God.
Where did he go?
Let me read.
I see his nameplate, but not his kick. That was weird.
That's a miss, Ajisai.
Yep, I will use second win too.
I decide.
Can I even?
Aren't you like
Did not do it.
getting tutored by Kliek Naruto?
No, not yet.
No.
Actually, I can't do a second win. Was it below 25% HP? I think it'd be.
No, it should be below half. Make sure you've reset it.
He teaching you how to take L's, like
Oh yeah.
Increase it by 1.
I don't have current. Yeah,
+1 L.
still not doing it. Come on.
You can roll it manually if you want.
I mean, I don't have to roll anything. It's just 16.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I roll it.
Yeah, there you go. Alright. You heal yourself by 16 and Zeno by 8. You know why? It wasn't letting you doing it because Zeno was above half.
Yeah,
GG.
for real.
It was the
Alright, Takata's gonna take full advantage of that and crit bite you, Ajisai.
sad.
Oh my God.
He's a C.
I have been 50 point. I'm down. I'm actually down. Jesus Christ.
You will be dead unless you use a force point.
I will use a force point. I hate this game.
That call.
big rip. All right.
I'm gonna retire, man.
I'm just glad
That's not the life for me.
Does that mean that, like, I'm not really sure what's happening here, but
We're going back to the shit.
So he drops on the condition tracker, making Zeno drop as well, but Zeno is still conscious.
okay.
Zeno, you're up.
Jesus Christ, dude.
This one's clearly the leader.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm blaming
sorry,
the chat.
sorry.
It's
The
the
other
leader
one,
right there.
the other one needs to attack. I forgot. Needs to attack.
I blame the
Midas.
chat for being dark side influenced right now.
Is 20 a hit?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Of course they
All right,
rolled
now
for
you're
that,
up,
yeah.
Zeno.
With all the damage reduction, wow. Jesus Christ, dude.
GG.
Man, I might have to
going up.
reconsider as Clear Ignan's apprentice.
Or
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a talk after this.
Be like, yo,
Yeah.
I want to change masters.
Hey, Sir, like, hear me out. Like, using move and swift to go up in the condition by 1.
All right, I just said you're up by 1 as well.
Thanks.
I don't want to die.
Oh, you're going to.
GG. Here, I'll go.
So we're back to 2 condition.
Yep, back to 2.
Yeah.
Hey, before we head on, let's head back to the Badger tank for a little while. And
just for a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
For his judgment, this one.
2 crits
Alright.
in one session.
Oh
That's
man,
tragic, dude.
it's just like classic Ajisai, right?
Since session 1, dude.
Yeah.
Session 1.
It's tragic.
Just a
Yeah,
crit
that's the
magnet.
thing.
I had 3 enemies on me at one time. None of them roll above like 21, and I just like it's crit like 3 times.
GG.
Does
You
that armor let you
Say
kill
take
it.
damage?
That's no one of the creatures is gonna run up to me and just like be like, "Hey, fuck you, kill me."
Put him out. You're up.
At this point, RA7 could crit and whoop your ass. I feel.
Probably.
Does
I mean,
that armor
it does
increase
decent
your
amount of
damage
damage.
taken?
What was
Does
that, put him on?
protect you? Does that armor increase your damage taken or increase your arm? Like,
It
My
increases
damage
his
reduction? I have no
AC.
damage reduction.
I mean,
I wish it did.
Does it?
So I'm gonna be reworking a little bit of the armor here at the end of this like section at the end of this campaign. Once we get campaign 3 for the Star Wars D&D.
My man's in full plate now. He's dropping like it's hot.
But until then,
Yep.
yeah, he's gonna suffer the downsides. I'm gonna make Beskar slightly better. I'm gonna make a lot of armor slightly better.
Nah, don't buff him. He just needs to be better.
Or passage before I pass out.
I cut my bot. There we go.
Summer Force. What about what you doing?
This is the last one alive. I'm shooting this guy.
Technically, they're 2 alive, but that one's unconscious.
Yeah, nah, I have something.
Not for long.
That's a miss. Actually, no, that's a miss. Just barely.
I blame Putomayo for touching the tree with the force.
Technically, I didn't
Touch nothing.
physically touch it.
Wait,
Touch
Nan is
nothing.
going to approach you, Ajisai, and you can just feel him standing over you and just shaking his head.
Disappointment. The disappointment is immeasurable. I told you earlier, I need to training, man. It's your fault.
No, it's that Simpsons meme.
I used the telepathy. It's your fault you didn't train me, man.
Pathetic.
Then he's gonna use Force Lightning on the Tukata that's still up.
Man, F
So
this
on.
game.
It's it for 25. It is still barely up.
I hope Nan goes down one of these days. I could just be like,
All right. HK is going to make an attack.
maybe I should reconsider just being a ranged character after all.
It's gonna make an attack at the one that's
No,
still
don't
up.
do that. I believe
Don't
you.
do that. Yeah.
It kills it.
You've been weighed.
I'm gonna finish this one off. Actually, wait, you said
I'm gonna immediately walk up and I'm gonna use a force point. So I'm just gonna roll that now.
Okay.
Go down 1, and I'm gonna use the force. Dang. And as I'm using the force, like on the planet, it is actually like there's 2 stages to this, right? So I'm doing the exact same thing I just did before we entered this battle. I'm reaching out to the force, to the planet, to the trees, and this time I'm like reaching out with an aggression that with the tempered aggression that a pet owner would make towards his pet after it tried to bite them. And as I'm doing that, I'm like killing that last. I'm like suffocating it as I'm like reaching out to the trees.
Oh, snap.
You kill it, and you can feel your message has been delivered.
I'm like seeing what the response is from the trees.
They seem quiet.
They're like, all right, hey, full fly.
Hey, feel free. Pass. You know.
All right.
All right.
Whichever one of you wants to pick up your friend.
So in theory, out of character, all right, vital transfer. I take half damage, and they get full health. With the bond, in theory, if I use it, we both pretty much only heal by half, because he would heal and I would take half of that, but I'll also take half damage, which is negate, so I can get him to full health.
Oh yeah,
without
true.
actually taking any damage.
Yes, abuse.
I guess in that case you could.
So when I heal him, when I heal somebody with vital transfer, I take half damage. That heal.
But you can only use it. You can only use it so many times.
Connor, the courtesy off.
But out of combat, like I could just wait.
Crits, okay?
Like use it again.
Allow it.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
You can attempt to do so and see what happens.
I'm just gonna try it.
I was gonna say you already used it on me once on the ship. Remember?
So you're trying to use vital.
But I can just rest for 6 turns, or for like 1 minute, and then like redo it again.
Well, just like
refresh the 45.
Fucking hell! I swear to God, today.
I'm not here.
GG.
Right, go ahead and roll. Zito, go ahead and do it.
It's gonna be funny when Zeno drops.
Live, you fool.
You have healed him by 24 damage. However, you have not recovered half. You have taken half.
Take half the damage.
Let me just use vital trans as well. Can
Actually,
I read that book real quick?
I'll give you the courtesy that this time you've taken a quarter damage.
Right,
okay.
But you also feel as though that's not going to be the same kindness, or that kindness isn't going to happen again. You feel as though it's the bond isn't healing you an equivalent amount compared to what you're healing him.
It's almost like the universe is feeling bad for me.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I thought I was gonna like take none though, because like
just this one
the
time.
math would like
Hey, it's too
pretty much
exploitable.
make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
damage. It's very exploitable. That's what I was asking. I was like, it would only be with IG side, but it would mean I could heal him indefinitely.
Except from vital transfer. All right, it's updated. Well, looks like
forced by vital transfer exploit.
looks like you've quelled the forest. Well done. Good to see you all know how to handle yourselves in a fight. Shall we get to the temple?
Well, most of us anyway.
Shut up.
You can't say anything. No, wait, you can. You're up.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Maybe we should take a quick
is he up?
rest.
I don't think you want to do that in the forest. We could rest once we're in the temple.
Sure thing. Cough up
Hey,
blood.
Zeno, we need to find a way to stop this
If
for
you,
today.
he's gonna pat
What?
you,
A
pat you on the
save
shoulder,
point?
Zeno.
Hey, Zeno, use the force check to stop this goddamn sharing of condition tracker. DC 25.
I'll look into it. I cough up blood.
Y'all make your
I
way
cough up my blood.
to the other side of the forest uninhibited. And in the distance, you can see a large stone temple.
I can't see anything. Well,
Right
Oh.
side. I've just
I have
added
no
you.
vision.
You have
What
no
was
vision?
that?
Over on the right side?
I see nothing. I see my tokens, but I have no vision.
Is it because you have the
Oh,
R-
yeah,
R7?
right. You have the thing. How about now?
Oh no.
It's the same for me also.
So I see like everything.
You see
I see my
everything?
tokens. No, I don't see anything. But like my token is clear, but around me was okay. There we go. It was
This
like
is
grayed out.
That's what I see.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the same as
Yeah,
me.
I see what you see. I understand. I need to resave these tokens with the change.
You're just in the dark with no help.
Oh,
Cold and alone.
so you can see this this temple is made of some dark stone. Has only one entrance. It goes up just short of the trees, hiding within their branches. And as you enter, you can see two large statues dedicated to Revan.
We know who Revan is.
Xena does.
I mean,
Oh.
I would know too. I mean, that's the whole
Yeah, I
thing,
guess
man.
Okay, yeah, you can know.
So, can you guys enlighten us who this is?
That's
Lee
Revan.
Bear is going to step forward and answer that. So that's Revan. He was an old Jedi / Sith / she. There's a lot of unclear details in the history about it. Essentially, all we really know for certain is that once they were a Jedi, and then they became a Sith, and then they became something else, and it's unclear if they became a Jedi again, or a Sith again, or something in the middle. The history is unfortunately scattered. Haven't been able to accumulate an actual story. Some even say it is a she, so
They became far greater.
by most accounts it's a he, so.
As far as I know, they let some Jedi to fight the Mandalorians back then.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it was
one.
a whole thing. Started two wars actually. It's unimportant, doesn't matter. Who cares?
You don't say.
Some people do.
You
So
guys want to clean yourselves up, or
apparently not.
Oh yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and do that.
that.
I'm not exactly expecting much combat to happen in here. Alright, main HK heading up top. Y'all go wherever you want to.
I'm gonna use the force check to sense what I see in this temple. Just to see if there's anything out there that responds to my use of force.
Hold up, he's just gonna walk away.
I guess so.
I suppose this is why we split paths.
He said
Two teams, right?
He said two groups, so that
Yeah.
means half of us have to go with him. I guess. I'm not going with him.
I agree.
Someone needs to look.
I'm gonna look
out for
over
them.
at Kliegnon. It's pretty sad when I choose you over someone else.
I'm still gonna go with them.
Yes,
GG.
master. I put him out. Where are you going?
I'll go down here.
We probably one of us should probably
do
go with the
4-4.
other group, actually. Okay,
yeah,
actually, yeah.
We can do a 4-4, which is would be Putumayo goes down and us go up.
I hope your health boss can take it. Yeah, I'm just use the force check to see what I sense as I enter the temple.
You see nothing. Like, you can't see anything through walls. You can't see anything through anything like that.
See, just a sense.
You sense a considerable amount of dark side energy coming from further in the temple, but also a bit of light side.
How does the dark side inside the temple compare to when the trees tried to grip me?
Less hostile and aggressive, but more concentrated.
Interesting.
You've been here
And-
before, Cleek? Oh, sorry. You were still talking. My bad.
No, that's fine. You can go ahead.
Is gonna, as you see a Force Ghost appears right in front of you, before he even answers, it's going to start speaking. I am Master Kazutan. Oh, you're back. Billy just smiles and he just waves. You may pass. The others must remain. All right, well.
Zeno!
Oh, sorry, I was just admiring that statue.
Can't see.
Okay.
Well, Cleek, are you going to leave us then?
Oh, sorry. You said Cleagon. I thought you were talking about Tilabear.
I'm with Cleek.
Yeah, you see Lee, he walks over into this massive pit that's right in front of him, Ajisai, and you can see he just starts walking on the air and just starts walking through.
What the?
Cleagnon, he turns to you, he says, no, I've never been here, but it's a Sith temple. Just expect there to be tricks and trials. You get down here, you see another Force Ghost. I am Master Kazutan.
Hello there.
Now he says this, both of these versions of him say this to your different groups. You must answer my questions before you can proceed.
What crawls at night? No, let me stop.
So the top one to Zeno and Ajisai. It comes and goes, through all things it ebbs and flows. Some use nature, others emotion, yet through both it flows like an ocean.
Force. Gosh.
Correct.
Let the man finish his question here.
Let's go.
This one asks to put Amaya and Midas. Force push and pull, force grip and choke. These are the names of some force powers with sting. But what is the true name of force lightning?
Force piss?
No.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Force judgment?
No.
Oh, rip. I guess I failed to try.
Unlimited power.
It's called Unlimited Power.
Do you have an answer, young Nautilin?
Knowledge checker metagame. Take your pick.
Knowledge check in my game.
Actually, yeah. Can I make a knowledge check?
Yeah. I'll check
I don't remember
life
what the riddle was.
sciences, galactic lore.
Life
Galactic
sciences.
lore.
Yeah, galactic.
Force
All
Thunder.
the same.
Easy.
GG. It's like,
No. You are not aware of any true name it has other than just Force Lightning.
All right, time to move.
Dang.
There's something called Google. Let's Google it.
Yeah, go ahead, see if that's going to give you your answer.
It's yes.
You cheaters.
We
You
have,
filthy
like,
cheaters.
We got the harder one. What is this?
I don't know.
Do you care to hazard a guess?
Yes, I'm gonna guess. Just give me 1 second.
All right. Well, while you two are thinking about that, the other one's going to continue. No, hey, what are you two doing? Get back there.
What do you mean? The Force was
Oh, we
correct.
gotta pass.
Said now, question 2.
Oh gosh! All right.
Now they can hit us with that.
Multiple choice.
Jedi or Sith, light or dark? What is the natural leaning of a common lark?
You know
Lark's a
what lark
bird.
is? Okay. Nah, I ain't character. Like, you know what a lark is?
Do I know what a lark is?
Life sciences. Knowledge.
Facts.
Sure. Can RA7 roll 2, by the way, for them?
RA7 does not know.
No.
What's a lark? I've seen these, right? Nope. Sure.
You're familiar that they are a type of bird.
Okay. A lark, huh?
I know.
As you saw, you're
exactly what
confident
they
they're a
are.
type of bird.
They are bird.
with absolute certainty, I know.
And their force leaning is
Well,
their natural force leaning.
they seem
You
to
only
fly-
have one guess, by the way, for this one.
No.
Let me actually Google what kind of effing thing that is, because I don't remember what that is.
like
Like
a
bird.
kind of bird. That's just skylark.
Skylark.
But one guess per person, I should clarify.
Oh, my shiny teeth glisten.
And you're clacking away on those keyboards.
Thanks.
My
Yeah.
hands are right here. I swear.
I mean, we got one of few choices, man.
All right. Skylarks, or not skylarks, but just larks. They're birds. They fly pretty freely.
Oh, that's a German name. Okay.
But I don't know much about larks in character.
Well, actually, let me explain everything that a lark does to you in character, since I know everything about them.
Please do.
It looks at its watch that it doesn't have.
I mean, it's a 1 in 3 chance. Light side.
Incorrect.
Oh, got 2 choices now.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Gets ejected from the temple.
The force does not guide you. You can feel it ignores your call.
Dang you.
Rip.
All right. So he said 2 choices, light or dark.
No, I never said that.
Oh,
I mean, there's also neutral.
then I will say neutral. They fly freely.
Correct. Like almost all wild creatures.
I don't know.
You may now step across the gap.
Thank you.
I have 2 answers.
Just him or me too?
I don't know which one it is.
All of you. All right. Yours turns to you, Midas.
Thanks.
I'm gonna say Sith Lightning.
No.
Okay. What about Force Storm?
No.
Oh, I don't know then.
What about dog race?
Budamayo, any guesses from you?
Electricity.
Can't even find it in the book. Like, what?
Well, that's your problem.
It's Zippy Zappy. There we go.
Zippy? Zappy. Oh,
No.
God.
That is its true name.
Do you wish to hazard a guess, Leeknon?
What was the question again?
What is the true name of Force Lightning?
The true name of Force Lightning.
Force lightning. Easy.
Unlimited power.
And it's not.
That's the true name.
Imagine though.
Leeknon's just going to say, as far as I know, it's never been called anything but.
Man, he's useless. I say it's like a crit million times.
Maybe it's a riddle. Force Light. If the true name of Force Lightning is Force Lightning.
Correct.
Oh Lord.
I had a lot of fun with that one. Question 2.
Custom Force powers. Force Judgment. Same as Force Lightning, but a light side variant. Okay.
The secrets
it's also
of
called dog
Jedi.
race.
The secrets of Jedi and Sith are not known, buried, covered, and etched in stone. But some secrets, ironically, are meant to be told. The Sith have had a rule since Darth Bane. What is this known as? It's brought so much pain.
Rule of 2.
I pass. Step over the gap.
He cheated.
I actually knew that one.
He looked it up on his Jedi pad.
Jedi pad.
Yeah.
I mean,
When you said Dark Bane, I was like, all right, so I know kind of stuff that he did. And then you said rule, so yeah, rule 2.
Alright, the door opens up and you see another room. Both of you see somewhat similar but different room. You can see that there is a colored pedestal that seems out of place. And there's also another slot on the other side of the room.
Curious.
I don't have the ability to move that. Do you have force push?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I don't know.
or-
I
yeah.
thought I saw Ajisai movies. You said that.
I'm just trying to get the whole room, man.
Oh, okay.
Do you put a mile?
I have move object.
Yep, that'll work.
I don't anymore.
GG.
GG.
As
I can fuck
Zeno moves through his book to go down further on the condition tracker.
But why are you asking me?
That's
if I have
always
move
my
object?
sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Two
Oh.
pedestals right here, right?
Yeah,
This
it
is a
looks
slot,
like
this is the actual pedestal.
Yeah,
it
like
looks like we need to move.
that's an
one
actual
to the other.
structure
Mhm.
that you can tell is just standing out there, like a pillar that seems out of place. And this one is an actual slot.
It's like
I
we need to
think-
move one to the other.
I think we gotta put the circle in the circle hole.
The mayo on the sandwich.
I think we need to put on the mayo.
All right. So Zeno, we'll have you go first here.
Can I assist him with the force bond?
Sure.
Giving him +2?
Sure.
All the one.
GG.
Hinder
Oh.
him.
I added a +2 to your check.
GG.
All right. Use move object. Where are you moving it?
I was gonna ask actually before I did, but I guess it's too late. This is a path, right?
It definitely looks like a path.
I'm gonna try and follow the path the best I can.
You can
It's that
see
game
it
where you
moves.
touch the side.
It moves those first two bits, and then it does not turn down.
Oh.
You gotta roll again.
Push further.
Yeah, I gotta push again. All right.
Use force push again. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. That one ludicrous song.
You grab it again. It again does not go downward.
Someone else has to do it.
That doesn't work.
Oh, sorry, I'm not with them.
Someone else has to do it.
Something tells me someone else has to do this.
We'll go down to you all.
Someone else has to do it.
All right. Hudamai, are you going to move object?
Alright,
yeah,
7.
I was looking for something though.
Okay, RA7, move object.
But, all right, yeah, let me just-
All right, sevens.
Okay.
All right.
I cannot move this object.
It's okay, R7.
You try.
I'll help you.
We all get
Oh, I
behind
wanted
it.
to look at my macros. That's right.
We all get
That's-
behind it and use
For
Trinity.
the sake of this,
Trinity
you
on it.
just need to roll to use the force check.
It's GG. Not actually.
Yeah, the damage isn't going to matter or anything like that. So,
That is true. That
Oh,
is
so
true.
we are all capable of doing this then?
yes.
Yeah, remember when I did it back then on Typhon? I did as well. Without
You
move
tried
object.
to do it.
It's
No, I
just
did
that
it.
it's not part of your kit if you're in combat, but outside of combat, you're able to do it. I get it.
You tried to do it. I fucking did it, motherfucker. I did it like 4 times.
It's just
So-
unique circumstances.
Where are you trying to move it, Hudamai?
I'm trying to move it forward 2 spaces up to this ledge here.
You can see it gets right there and it stops.
This is all right. This is rigged. Where's that ghost? It appears to be stuck.
Remind us, you're going to reach out, use the force.
Reach out and touch me.
Yeah, try
All right.
to touch it.
You're going to try and move it further along the path?
Yes.
It does not budge.
Maybe we have to use a different force ability to make it move.
Perhaps.
As a note to the audience as well, there's some stuff you do see here that's hidden on the GM layer. So they're not seeing some of that stuff, just so y'all know.
Trying to think.
Why don't you try to move the other one?
No, there might. Can I try like different ways?
Yeah.
Like different directions.
Use the force again?
Do you want to do the honors, you know?
Oh, whoops.
Oops. Try moving different directions. Also take this +2.
Are you just going to try and move in every direction until it starts working?
Yeah.
Or are you going in a specific direction?
I'll start going up, then
Alright.
left.
Doesn't
and
do
then
anything.
right.
Once you hit left, it goes a little bit and then it stops again.
Mother trucker.
So there's an invisible path, maybe.
Might be mirrored. I don't know. From like the pathway. So move slightly to the left.
I'm gonna use foresight real quick. Ooh, that's quick.
Foresight. So this also allows you to see through walls, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the right one. You, as you're looking around, you realize that whereas you can't see through any of the walls that are on your left, right, or the top, you can see through this one that is dividing your rooms.
Oh, what's in there?
Oh, what if like on each room?
I'm going to
there's, like, a
copy your token,
pathway?
Zeno, so you can see what the other room looks like.
I see.
Okay.
I see what it is. Okay, that makes sense.
I see them too. I'm gonna get on comms. All right, everyone.
Your comms, you can tell that it's not going through.
That's
Time to use
I'm gonna
telepathy.
get on telepathy. All right, everyone.
I'm gonna get on telepathy.
You can try
Oh, I
that.
should have screenshotted that.
You
Can I
can.
see that one more time?
No, unfortunately, your force vision has ended.
GG.
Can I see through RA7?
I'm gonna do it again then.
That doesn't work with RI7. All right, you
What if
do
I
it
use
again.
my data pad to like use them as a camera?
Yeah,
Or
I
the signal's not going through.
Rip. I can't communicate with him. I'm sorry.
Are you going to use telepathy to talk to us?
I'm gonna try.
All right, use the force. You succeed.
Everyone, listen. I wish I had like the voice changer. Listen to me.
Is that you?
It's me. It's Zeno.
Get out of my head!
Is that Batman or Zeno?
Yeah, it's me, Batman. Now, where's Rachel? All right. There's two puzzles. We're solving each other's puzzle. So follow my instructions and move it in the direction that I tell you. It's actually going to be tough looking at this. Okay, blue is here. Does it correlate to the position that it's currently at?
Like the red and blue?
Yeah.
No. You can tell immediately they are slightly altered.
GG. Okay, all right. I'm going to try to direct you where this is going. All right, so move down.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, just roll that. Use the force.
I'm just gonna put my hand up and then yank back.
Where are you moving it down to? Just as far as it can?
Yeah.
All right, and you see it slams right there.
And then left.
You're not gonna have to reroll. You can just keep going. Going until it slams.
And then it's there. And there.
Yeah, just to speed it up. You understand what it is. You follow his instructions, and then you can see it locks in.
And I did the same thing.
I'm gonna look over Craig as we walk towards the door.
So are you using force vision now to see through, or are you gonna have them guide you?
Force vision. Yeah.
Fuck them. They're not gonna.
I mean, I can see as well, so like it would be easier.
But you got like for D&D, that's a clever puzzle, right? Right? I'm proud of myself.
I didn't see that
that's pretty
coming.
clever.
I actually didn't even expect that. I was expecting to see like a hidden path or something, but I give you props for that.
I thought for some reason maybe like this path is like mirrored or something, but like nah, that doesn't make sense if you go here
Yeah.
immediately. Yeah.
You weren't kidding when you said puzzles and tricks.
GG.
Am I missing something, or like was I supposed to see something?
Yes.
GG.
You didn't have to see anything, but Zeno used force vision to see the other side, so he could see both the solutions and figure it out.
That's
it was
on there.
Essentially, it was either use force vision to see through, or it was use telepathy to work together and solve the puzzle.
We had each other's solutions in the rooms.
Oh look, click.
So-
Maybe you should go stand on that pedestal.
You both enter another room where you can see that there are a number of think of it kind of like Muradai's beacon in Skyrim, where it's kind of like a golf ball kind of sphere. There are 6 of them over on each side against the wall, and there are 5 slots.
Oh, click. There's 5 of these and 6 of those, so maybe you should go stand on passion.
Stand on it. Stand on the ball.
Dang, I should have went south.
Oh, I have no idea. So wait, these are balls and this is what?
These are balls, and those are holes.
How heavy's the ball?
You go up to it, you start to lift it, it's light as a feather. Dark side 2 now, by the way. Sorry. Dropped a spoon.
Dang, I wish I was on the other side right now. I know it's over there.
Okay.
Probably sith code.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it would be passion, strength, power, victory.
How do you
If
know
you're-
this is good?
yeah.
You literally said it
What
the
are
other
you
day.
talking about?
So you move passion, strength,
Wife sweat.
power, victory. What was the other one he said?
Then freedom.
You can hear a slot click.
Yeah.
We did it.
All right. Ajisai, Zeno.
This, and not this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you asking me about the Sith code through telepathy, or are you just saying it out loud?
Nah, that was metagame. That was out of character.
All right, and you can hear your doors open up.
Who needs tranquility, anyways?
GG.
Oh my goodness!
You see unfamiliar faces as you approach ahead.
Unfamiliar. That's pretty familiar
No,
to me.
familiar. So that you on the bottom see Melis, you on the top see Kindasu.
Yeah, I chose the wrong path. Dang,
There's no such thing as right or wrong.
you're right. There's only
Join the force.
Hello, Zeno. Hello, Ajisai. Hello, Putumayo. Hello, Midas.
Can't be.
Kid.
It's been a while.
My Nautilin eyes deceive me.
It can be.
This is,
It has been a while. And they don't.
no. This is
Oh, you're
real.
on Coruscant.
I'm right here.
This is another test.
What kind of test?
I guess she'll let us know.
No, there's no test. Here, she gestures to the door and it unlocks.
It's time to die.
You're gonna die now.
I didn't know this is where you were the whole time, kid.
Are you coming with us, or are you just like hanging out here?
Oh, I like it here. I'll hang out.
Are you hungry? Like, what
Oh
do you
no,
eat
I'm
here?
fine. The force
Are you
sustains
Gail
me.
Bosch?
Hmm.
She's talking to Gail.
In disbelief, I'm going to reach out to touch her.
As you touch her, you see she disappears.
You broke her.
You also see the wall behind her disappears.
Jedi must see through deception.
You
Wait a minute,
open it up.
That's a ninja.
You open it up and you can see 2 items in there: a red colored crystal and a next door kyber crystal.
Oh, nice.
What was it? A next door?
Yeah, I typed it out.
Oh, thank you.
So, what's the matter, Ajisai?
You've been here all this time?
Oh, for a while.
How did you get in here? There's no way you can just do it by yourself. Nobody's
Melis
over
helped
here.
me.
Melis is not with you.
Well, your companions are talking to her.
That's not possible. She's back on Coruscant, and you haven't been in contact with her since a long time.
By all means, you see gestures to the door that's just around the corner. Go through that door. You'll meet up with your friends. See them. They'll verify.
So hey guys. Uses
You
telepathy.
don't have a comm. Who are you talking to?
That's telepathy.
I am.
Is that how you telepathize?
So I don't know who this guy is, but y'all need a moment.
No.
All right, he's just gonna walk on by with HK.
Ooh, I thought that was a one. I got super
No.
scared.
Stop. No. Oh, that did.
I see your friends whenever you're ready.
We have you alone.
GG. All right. Do I see his alignment? Is it the same as it always has been? Or what do I
Yes.
see?
You see it leaning light.
Does he
Wait,
look
so
any
it's
older?
interesting.
No, he looks exactly as you last saw him.
Yes, so that's probably not him because we
Does this
saw
look like
the
a living
holograms.
being? I guess it does. Yeah.
What was it?
I said, does this look like a living being? Then I said,
It
never mind. Yes,
seems
it does.
it seems slightly different, but it is mostly the exact same.
It's mostly human living.
Yeah.
It's just slightly off.
And
Where
I'm
are the
trying.
others?
I'm gonna try and use move object on him.
You can see it doesn't budge.
GG. All right. You truly aren't here.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm gonna try and touch his shoulder.
You can see it fades through him, and then he and the wall disappear. God, I'm upset. Yes. You see a Kasha Kyber crystal and a blue color crystal.
Damn it, I went the wrong way.
Blue.
Well,
There's no such thing as right or wrong.
There's
Well,
no
Cash, I
left.
guess, +2 to wisdom. Ooh, that's decent. I could get one more power for it.
Or give it to someone that doesn't have wisdom.
I don't have wisdom either.
Oh.
Close to the end here, if those of you who are like needing to go. It's there. Just wanted to-
About time you two showed up.
There was Kin, although he wasn't real.
Yeah, we saw Melis, but we all know that Melis isn't here, so.
Yeah.
Oh dang! I was dropping some frames previously. Sorry if that happened during an important time.
Oh, it's beyond.
What are
there
these
two
things? Are
doors
just
here?
pillars?
You can see that there are two gemstones floating above pedestals.
Can I tell what they really are, or like what they're used for?
You have never encountered these before. You have no idea.
I thought you were gonna grab one.
I'm going to grab it.
Right? You grab it. You'll find nothing's changed.
I'm going to use the force on it.
Again, nothing changes.
Ah, they're just decorations. Got it.
I'm gonna try
I'm
it.
going to inspect around the pedestal, see if there's any.
Are you still
markings.
holding it?
No.
Okay. Roll perception. You see nothing that is an indicator of any value. No hints towards what it means or anything like that.
If you tried to move it,
No.
Can we open the door?
I'm
The
gonna
door
try to
does
move
not
it.
budge at your touch.
Use the force. Move object. Back then in the temple, somehow.
Doesn't move.
Rip.
what about when Putumayo tries to move it with his hand? Does it move then?
You gonna try again, Putama?
Yeah.
Right, doesn't move.
Maybe we need to move them at the same time, guys.
And you grab that one, I'd you say?
All right.
All right, so Aji-san and Putama, you're both grabbing yours.
Yep. And
You
I'm gonna try to-
feel, both of you, suddenly the force gets drained from you. You both lose 3 force points. However, at that moment, the crystals begin to shine a color. One shines blue, the other shines red, and the door opens up.
Yeah, he's 6 force points. Oh gosh.
I was about to ask if I could resist, but
No, it's like the toll it's paying.
yeah.
Man, I needed
As-
those force
stop,
points.
Midas.
I need to go down a few more times.
I want a refund. Close the door. Keep up for
As the 4 of you get right there, you feel something stops you. We'll get to it. As you enter this room, you see a large, mostly empty room. You can see what is obviously a Jedi holocron directly ahead of you on a pedestal. As you all approach it, suddenly you see everyone around you disappear. As does the holocron. It is just you alone in this room, from your perspective. Until a Force Ghost appears in front of each of you.
All for initiative. No.
Ajisai, we're gonna have
Okay,
you go
it's fine.
first.
No.
Yes.
Get credit.
You get crit. Your worst
that
fears.
ghost crit.
1,000 high ground bonus damage.
Ajisai,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, snap.
Uh-oh.
you see a mask that you recognize.
Let's make this.
This is Pre-Vizsla,
What the heck?
the former leader of Death Watch, a Mandalorian.
Daddy Mandalore.
Oh, they did.
Hello, Ajisai.
Pre-Vizsla. You're not supposed to be alive. I guess
I'm
you're
not. However, the Mandalorian will not just be quelled with death. I'm here to guide you in your footsteps, Ajisai. Are you ready?
I've been ready ever since the attack on Mandalore. And I've been ready ever since I joined the Jedi Order.
Good.
That was my whole purpose.
I can sense it now. You still have great potential with it. The Mandalorian people have been lost under the leadership of the Duchess. But now that she's gone, our people are even more lost. Not because of anything that we did, but because the Empire has led them into a weak, puppeted path. I command you to take Mandalore back for our people. Maul is currently the rightful leader, for now. But I believe that you can beat him and claim that title for yourself. Bide your time, train, and when you are ready, take what is rightfully yours. Challenge him to a duel, beat him, and claim the Darksaber.
I was already planning on doing that.
Good.
I'll use whatever is necessary. Every tool in my arsenal.
Good.
Even my friends.
I can't remember the Death Watch motto. I meant to write it down. I can't. I forgot to.
I don't fucking know either.
He says that to
Good.
you,
Watch bad.
and then you can see he fades away. As he fades away, you realize that the scene has changed, where everyone around you is kind of in their own thing, and LeBear is currently has his hand hovering over the holocron. Zeno. Yeah, get back. She's like, get back. This is all sequence here. This is all sequence.
Fine.
Zeno, you see a familiar face of someone you've never met before.
Oh yeah.
You see the face of the woman you saw in Gracchus's vault. A woman who you have researched previously. I just summon yourself, you're typing. Thank you.
We are Death Watch.
And she speaks. I am Kreia, once
Oh,
known as Darth Treya. What are you saying, Zeno?
No, I was gonna say, can I interrupt her and be like, you're Darth Treya?
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure, I'll let you. So, yes, I am.
I know you. Well, I know of you.
Yes, you've sought out information on me. I am here to warn you what you are. You understand the Force better than your allies, so do heed my words. Your journey is not one to end the Empire. It is not one to end the Sith nor the Jedi. Yours is a path of your own, and to shift other pieces into where they need to be. You will take many lives and save many others. But this is only if you leave this arrogant man you travel with. And you can see at that moment, Lee Bear appears in front of you, like hovering over the holocron just as before. He is now communing with this holocron. His connection to the Force will be remedied with this interaction, but he will always be a black hole in the Force. Once his flow is restored to normal, leave him be and never return to his side.
As you command.
Good. Now with that, you see she stops and immediately turns around. With your Force vision, you can see that the setting around Libar has changed in a way that Aji's side does not recognize. You can see the Force is flowing so strongly around him, but it's not like flowing through him. It's as though it's trying to hold him up, and it's wrapping him inside of a cocoon. As she looks at him, you can hear her say, "He's fighting it still. His will is strong." He turns back to you. "Perhaps I am mistaken and there is merit to his path. I will go back on what I have said, Zeno. He is not a man to be trusted, that much is true. He will cast you all aside as soon as it shows benefit to him. But should you manage to remain in his favor, you may acquire a power unlike any that this galaxy can grant you."
I'll keep that in mind.
She disappears.
Wait.
She reappears.
What do you want?
It's like, what? I'm busy.
Yeah, you did. What you doing?
Let me rest.
Is there more that you would ask of me?
What's on that holocron?
The holocron is a trap that was placed for him. What is on there is the secrets of Jedi and secrets of Sith. All of it is irrelevant to you.
All of it?
All of it. But by all means, if you wish to search through it when he's done, do so. However, if he continues to do what he is doing, it is possible the holocron will not survive.
I see. Worth a shot. What will happen if I touch it?
If you touch it while this is happening to him, it is very likely that you will die.
High risk. Thank you.
She disappears. Midas!
I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
It's so dangerous to be left alive.
You see a very familiar face.
Fucking knew it. I called it. Oh man.
He has a warm smile as you see Kit Fisto sitting in front of you, cross-legged. "Hello, cousin."
So it is true.
"You mean my death?"
Yes.
"Yes. I am afraid that I was overambitious in assisting Master Windu in taking down the Chancellor at the time. Yes, I am gone. But a part of me will always remain with you. So long as you do not lose the Jedi way. And I sense there is struggle in you about that."
Yes.
"There is no doubt that you have had to go through many things against your morals to survive. I will not scold you for the decisions that you have had to make. But you must keep the Order's values alive. If you do that, I will always be with you."
Am I able to call upon you in times of need?
I am unlikely to appear in front of you again. However, I will always be with you.
I'll try my best to stay with the teachings, but it is difficult to think of letting someone live that could come back and hurt my friends, or me, or anyone else.
Well.
It's hard to judge.
Jedi's life is sacrifice.
Okay.
Good luck, cousin. Step forward, and you can feel him like ruffle your tentacles. And then he disappears.
Slings it around. It's like.
Then you see the setting as Ajisai sees it.
I see it. Do I see him in the cocoon at this point?
You don't see the cocoon. Only Xeno sees that because of his force vision. You essentially just see him floating right in front of the holocron, and you can feel the forces flowing very strongly around him. Putumayo, you see a face that you have not met before, but one you do know.
No, who is this?
You see Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh, what's up, dude? How you been?
Hello, young Padawan. I'm Qui-Gon. I've been doing fine. How about you?
Oh, you know, Sith. Gotta love him.
Well, allow me to arrive at the point, as I don't have much time here before you must interact with what's going on. You have held the Jedi teachings. You do not have a strong bond with anyone in particular. But I fear that if you keep following this path, you will suffer for it. And the others that your companions are seeing, they are here to guide their future steps. I would like to help guide you. But your path so far, it is a tough one to read. Where is it that you wish this path to go, Putumayo?
You know, this path, it may not be in stone, but the Force will guide me.
Well, if that is the case, I suppose you don't need any advice from me, do you?
Well, what you got? I'll take notes.
I'll give you one piece of advice. The rest the Force will guide. If your plan to head to Coruscant continues, it will not end well. I suspect you will lose much more than you gain. However, should you insist on following that path regardless, my old Padawan has an ally who is still loyal to the Republic. Should you go to Coruscant, go to Dexter's Diner. Dexter will be the man you seek. Inform him that you are a friend of Obi-Wan. Your journey may just yet succeed.
Hold on, I'm just writing this down on my Jedi pad. Dexter Diner, friend of Obi-Wan. Anything else?
No. That is all. Good
Well,
luck, Putumayo.
I appreciate it. On the bright side, if things go sour, I guess we'll be seeing each other soon, huh?
In all things, the Force lives. So will you.
All right. Go out there and get jiggy with some ghost cheeks out there, all right?
I'm afraid I already have a path ahead of me as well. Goodbye, Putumayo.
Later.
He disappears. And at that moment, you've all come to, you're all seeing exactly what is in front of you.
Oh, what's wrong with the bear?
You can see him floating above. The cocoon of the Force is now beginning to make itself visible to all of you, even those of you who cannot see the Force.
Wait, who did Qui-Gon see?
You don't know.
Ah, dang.
The Emperor. What's up, dude?
Emperor's not dead.
You can
Well,
see
he's powerful enough to be here.
Zeno, you can see the cocoon that is strongly forming around him is starting to crack.
He's stabilizing. Everybody stand back.
His power has become unstable and he's beginning to blow.
And you hear him bellow out as it's cracking. You think that you can force me to your will? I will not bend to your apathy. This vision, this truth is a lie. You chose to not make me a Jedi, and I chose to become something new. Your regret will not bind me, and when I'm done, your decisions will not bind anyone ever again. You all feel an immense pressure in the room, suddenly forcing you to the ground as the Force itself is just heavy. The holocron around in front of him begins to crack as this is happening. And you all feel the Force beginning to be pulled from you, as though the Force itself is trying to use your influence to help bind him. You all lose another Force point.
Damn it. We better level up.
I'm gonna kill this nerd. He's the reason I lost 4 points.
Dude, I'm down to...
Points.
I don't give a crap, man. I'm down to 4. I've lost some too.
Can I resist the...
I'm down to 3, man. The fuck?
Can you resist? No. This is the Force bending everything to its will. There is no resisting that.
Choke him.
Gotcha.
You're essentially unable to move right now with the weight happening.
Dang, all right.
Nice.
But
Even
he
with that
continues.
surge?
Even with the surge.
Dang, all right.
Essentially, you can just feel as though the Force itself is not... It's not trying to bend to your will. It's not trying to be used by you. It is trying to use you. And he continues, I am not your puppet. We are not your tools. And if you won't let me be free, then I will force you to my will. Zeno, you see the shell around him suddenly distorts all the way, completely breaking apart and forming in his hands. At which point he grabs them, puts them together as though it's like a cloth, and he rips it in two. Ah! And you feel the Force pulse through all of your bodies, not like in a way that you have never felt in the past, and instead it's like a window shattering but trying to maintain its shape. You can see the pressure that was on you suddenly is released as it slams you all backwards outside the door.
I'll land on Cleagnon.
And then,
hey, thanks for the catch.
Once that's done, you can see the Force itself calms down, and everything goes quiet. You are no longer restricted. But Zeno, as you look ahead... you all see that the holocron is cracked and broken, but Zeno, as you look ahead, you see a black void. And inside that void stands LeBear. His Force now more distorted than it was previously, even more unnatural, like a cracked, shattered window itself, showing that the Force is no longer flowing the way it was meant to be. You can see he's still connected to it, but it is obvious that he has shattered the natural flow of it. He turns back to you all with a smile. Sorry about that.
How do you feel?
He walks up and smiles. I feel free.
Your distortion, it's far worse.
You can see he activates Force Vision in himself and looking. Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you all for your assistance. I am happy to return to the ship and make good on my part of the deal.
I think after that we should probably part ways.
That is what you wish, so be it. I must insist that you drop me off at the very least at Jellin, or a place where I can catch a ride to it, though.
Do you have any fuel?
Any fuel on Jellin? Yes, I can assist you in refueling.
Ooh, yeah, we'll drop you off.
Fantastic.
If that's all right with everybody else.
Would you like to stay for a little while?
It sounds as though you have differing ideas. Let's go back to the ship and you all can discuss what you would rather have with there.
I'm gonna grab this holocron now.
Okay, yeah, you grab the dead holocron.
Yeah, I want to try and like repair this and see if I can store some stuff on it later.
Okay. But with that, we are going to end our session. So hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Shout out to our patrons. Unhide yourself. There we go. Shout out to Daniel Bixler, Ethan, Quagger, Loki, Viper Games, Grant Maguchi, Zay, Brian Perez, and Justin. We appreciate your support, and we'll see y'all next time.